of sparkling water.
Welcome back to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. On tonight's episode, there's a new Stan Lee documentary ranking all of the live-action Disneys. Tim Burton's Batman universe gets expanded, and Reading Images Assorted Crisis Events. Stick around because your fandom...
Of God, fantasies.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day. Welcome to the place where we think all the deep thoughts about all the shallow things until we've been placed below the ground and are food for worms. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. If this is your first time joining us, we take the weekly geeky zeitgeist and translate it into Muggle speak. We'll dive deep into the latest movies, TVs, comics, or whatever weird thing the internet's talking about this week, and nerd-splain it. In other words, there's no nerdy background necessary to hang out. Whether you can recite the entire history of Middle-earth from memory, or you think that Doctor Strange is a medical drama, myself and my panel of nerd-splainers have a PhD in pop culture in order to be your geeky guides into discovering what nerd you really are. So welcome to the gateway to all things nerdy. No gatekeeping allowed. Welcome to the Deeper Issues Nerdcast. That's my new spiel. I'm still working on that. We've evolved.
I like it.
We've evolved as a show here. This week's panel of nerd-splainers, zeitgeist zealots, Pokemaniacs, true believers, if you will. To my left, per usual, Olivia, overworked, underpaid, the good Diddy king. She's the good Diddy. Not
doesn't get old.
It will never get old until a few things
We're
happen.
old. Oh, okay.
Well, no, I don't know. This is gonna live on in infamy.
Oh yeah.
Forever. So you're somehow forever tethered to Sean Puffy Combs.
Damn.
Sorry. Sorry. The right hand here at the Deeper Issues Nerdcast, Ty, Tyler. That's what they called him today at the taco stand. T-I, Ty.
Oh.
And your mom wants us to call you Tyler. That's your first name. Yeah. Too many handles to recite. Ty died, Ty photography, all that good stuff. And then our special guest today, joining us, former Disney employee or working for the under the tyranny of the mouse, former Clippers girl, all around swell human being. Our kids go to the same school, and also, most importantly, the person who keeps my skin now feeling better than it's ever felt ever.
Nice.
We're just gonna go with. You're gonna be like Madonna. Should we just say Drea? Or?
Yeah, Drea's
Cool.
That's the OC facialist. I should put your handle up here. Uncle Mark also hanging out with us here in the background. Had some cool comics earlier. Shout out to Uncle Mark. Yeah, Drea. Well, actually, tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive into the week. What's up?
yeah. What's up?
What's going on?
You know, I used to work at Disney, so I was a Disney princess for almost 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a lot of time there, and then I decided to get into skincare.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a licensed esthetician. I specialize in corrective skin, acne, all of the things.
Yeah, specifically before we started the episode, we made her watch the American Psycho Patrick Bateman skin routine because I'm like, that's probably one of the most infamous skin routines in cinema history, I would say. And I'm glad you hadn't seen the movie.
Yeah, never. I'd never seen it ever before.
But it's a very dark comedy. We actually discussed it. But you enjoyed his skin routine.
I was blown away by that guy. Like he had like a 5-6 step skin routine.
Yeah.
And everything was so detailed. I was not expecting that. Like everything was so detailed, he had steps for everything.
Yeah.
He didn't use his body wash on his face. And
No.
he's a
Game
guy.
changer.
No, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I
It-
was very into it.
Yeah.
Don't
The
watch
ice
somebody-
pack, the ice pack, if your eyes get puffy while you do 1,000 stomach crunches, the deep pore cleanser,
The scrub.
water activated gel cleanser, honey almond body scrub, exfoliating gel scrub with an herb mint facial mask. Do you recommend herb mint facial masks?
It depends. It depends on what type of skin you have. So some people would say yes, you would use something like that on very oily skin.
Yeah.
But I feel like men have more resilient skin anyways. But I loved how he said that he doesn't like use alcohol on his face because it dries him out. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
They did their
Well,
homework.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was listening.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, what man knows these things?
Well, I look forward to you watching the
Psychopath.
rest of that film and then
Well, I don't know
reporting
now
back
because
on.
I don't want to ruin it. Now I don't want to ruin it for myself because
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, that was.
Because I think blood is his like 7th step.
oh
Just like a-
my
A
God.
fresh coat of blood.
Fresh.
Yeah, I feel like if I watched the movie, then it would just ruin it for me.
This
So,
may be, you can avoid this topic altogether, but I used to, it was one of my older barbers.
mhm.
They would talk about breast milk.
Yes.
Okay, that's not weird, right? I've heard people being like, I don't know, buying. Apparently, rich people buy breast milk on the black market. You know,
Oh yeah.
I
So-
believe it.
Now they're putting
the dark web.
salmon sperm has some healing properties, anti-aging effects. It's pretty big right now too. And snail mucin, that was a huge thing as well.
snail mucin,
that
like the
people-
snail trail, like
Yes.
a little
They've
Ooh.
bottled it up and now
man.
people put it on their face. It's actually really, really I use it.
Where did this? Sorry, I'm processing still. They bottled it up. Yeah, they're just like, you know
Yeah.
what? This okay, cool, and
And it works. It's meant to be very hydrating, very
Yeah.
moisturizing. So yeah.
Because I know when a snail crawls on me, I'm like, I feel good.
Yes. There's even facials
Yeah, I
that
bet.
people do where they take snails, big ones,
Mm.
and let them, like after they're done with the facial, as a treatment, they'll put them on their face and they'll just crawl around and people will just be,
Mm.
it's a thing.
I
Wow.
wonder what. I'll be honest.
Nothing shocks me.
I'm
Yeah,
curious.
nothing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little curious what that would feel like.
Really, really
Great.
I'm snail curious.
slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
but also
Probably
just like the
interesting.
creature, it's all just like one like little kind of coagulated
You never
muscle.
had you never put a snail on your arm and let it crawl on you?
No,
No,
No?
not
No,
even as
really?
a kid.
no, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Is that okay? Maybe it's just me then. Maybe
I don't
was just-
know. Ty, do you do that ever?
Why-
I did it last
not
week.
regularly. Like, yeah, back when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what it feels like.
Did you ever put it on your face?
Yeah,
Oh, you did.
You
I
have
did.
been.
Oh.
it was a snail probably.
She's like, that's my Tuesday night. Just before the show.
Just a little guy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, people do. Even some people put leeches on their skin
Oh.
to like detoxify. It's like
imagine.
Yeah. It's
All right. I think we're back.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
Hello,
Let
everybody.
me reset Twitch.
We had a little bit of a disruption there, and now I'm going to have to move all the videos and all the images back into this StreamYard thing. It could be me. Our internet has been a little funky today, and that's part of the charm of the show. We don't troubleshoot all of our equipment before we start. So, you know, we've lost some things from time to time. But this is the world we live in, technology. But I see
the
some
world.
people are coming back, so thank you guys for sticking around. Amidst
Tommy
our-
Jeff in the chat.
Tommy
Yo.
Jeff. All right, I need to also be monitoring this in order to make sure that this doesn't happen here again. Everybody, I'm so sorry, but thank you. It looks our quality looks good. I have a mark on my head because as I was getting up to check the internet, I hit my head on the
Oh
microphone.
my God, you hit it hard.
No,
Mhm.
no.
No.
I'm so glad. Well,
You pink easily.
I pink
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I remember Chanel slapped you one time and it stayed pink for like an hour.
Yeah, it's called. I went to a dermatologist about this. I'm so glad I'm here to have your expert opinion.
Mhm.
They're like,
This is a skincare podcast.
This
right
is-
now.
Yeah. He's just getting free consultation. That's what he's doing.
I know
"This
what
is
you're
why
up
we got
to.
you on here." No, you're the perfect expert for the Disney stuff as well.
Yes,
as
yes.
somebody who worked, like I said, under the tyranny of the mouse.
Yes.
But this is dermographism. You can write on my skin,
Mhm.
and that'll be there. It's cool. We're documenting it now. It'll be there for a little bit of the show, and then it'll go away probably midway through the show or
Mhm.
not. I don't know. Who knows?
And you know what I was just thinking?
Stick
I'm
around to find out.
I'm gonna bring you something that I think would help
Nothing
more.
helps.
Yeah, hypochlorous acid. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
See.
Oh God.
See? So I'm gonna bring you like a sample so you could use it. It treats everything.
Can you bring me a snail?
Maybe.
Can you just
Well,
I'll go
track down
you
the
a snail
proper
outside right now.
I expect that. No, no joke though. Drea did teach me a lot about my skin. I do feel like my skin is the best it's ever looked. I'm not just saying that.
We talked about
is.
that.
But you can
one
find her
time.
at the OC_facialist.
No, the OC facialist _
Oh, okay. The OC facialist _ I should add
Mhm.
that into our banners and everything.
Yes.
And she'll tell you all the things as well on how to take care of your skin, I think.
Yep. I do virtual consultations
Oh,
too.
Ooh.
Living
There you
in the,
go.
out here living in the year 3000. We're all
Yes.
still in 2025.
That's right.
She's gonna have her own podcast now.
You should. I would listen to
mean,
that.
You would
Yeah.
listen to it? Would
Yeah.
you? Would you
Yeah.
guys listen to it? I
Absolutely.
don't know. I don't know how to do all that stuff.
I'd
I'm-
take a 10% cut. I'd be like, she's a spinoff from the Deeper Issues.
There you go.
Nerdcast.
Okay. Okay.
Deeper Issues Nerdcast now has a whole skincare
Just
podcast.
gotta get him like 2 snails now.
Okay.
Saturday we,
we could-
talk wrestling. Wednesday, pop culture, nerd news, comics. Monday, skincare.
Skincare.
We'll watch
There
the
we
rest of
go.
that movie.
Yeah.
Watch the rest of the live reaction.
Just watch it. I don't want you to say anything too positive about the character
And
before you-
traumatize me
Yeah.
forever.
But based on his skincare routine, you were really into it. You're like,
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was really into it. The second he started talking about it too and
Mm.
describing it, I was like,
Christian Bale.
and then when he put the mask on, and
Oh,
he,
girl.
oh my God, so
Christian
delicate with
Bale.
it. Yeah.
Howl. He's Howl from Howl's Movie Castle.
is he really?
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't know
that?
he did the voice for Howl?
No.
Oh yeah, dude.
Swoon.
Wow. That's
Diddy bought some art at Comic Con.
I did. No. I bought wait, the one you bought for me?
Oh no, that was Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
But
They
you-
look alike.
all right. Well, let's get to a little segment we call What Did We Learn This Week? We'll start with you, Diddy.
God. Okay, actually I did learn something. Not that
We
thing.
go clockwise, just always, just so you know.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay, so I have scoliosis and I have not been to a chiropractor in like 6 years.
The longest running storyline on this podcast is the fact that
I
you
have
broke your
a broken
butt.
butt.
Yeah.
So I went because I've been having like a lot of problems with it lately.
Pump
And
says he's here for the possum updates, by the way. so-
oh, he hasn't been back. I made him mad because I didn't feed him last time, and he's has not been back. I'm so sad. I hope he's okay. No, but I went to a chiropractor yesterday, and like the immediate relief was crazy, but now I've been in like a crazy amount of pain. Like today, it's been nuts. Cause like I haven't been in so long that when he did it, it just I don't know.
Did he talk about the other thing? Did he? You know what? I know what the people want to hear about. Tell me what you really learned.
Okay, I
Let's
also
peel these
learned.
layers back.
God damn it! Why do I tell you guys anything? I learned that you should not drink 6 beers and then get a razor and just kind of have fun with your eyebrows and shave off a little piece of your eyebrow just for fun. So don't do that.
Olivia
It's
told
there.
me that story before. I didn't know you were gonna do that. I didn't know you were gonna pull it out like that.
You made me talk
I
about it.
did. It looks kind of badass. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
You got like this, like
she's a little wide.
Yeah,
but
yeah. You got
it's
this
okay.
like I'm 3 days out of prison look going on.
Yeah,
there
this
with
was going for it. It's fine.
I don't know. What do you? I'm not sure.
I don't know what I was going for. I'm telling you. I just
Were you,
I
were
got
you
these little
trying to put a little vanilla ice.
I was trying to like
Sleep?
I have this like really old TikTok where I was like, oh, it's 2 a.m. and why can't I find a razor anywhere? I want to shave off a little piece of my eyebrow. And then I had a razor and I was like, yeah, shave off a little piece of my eyebrow.
That seems like a good idea.
Like if you give a mouse a cookie, but if you give Olivia
A razor. I'm lucky I didn't do the whole thing.
To be fair, as somebody who grows hair on their face,
Okay.
I do that like once every 2 months. I'm like,
Yeah, why
hey,
can
let me
I
see
do
if I can fix this thing up, and then
And then before you know it,
it's just all gone.
And
or
then it's
something.
gone.
And then I look like Rosie O'Donnell, or
No,
something like a
stop.
young Rosie O'Donnell. though.
young.
Rosie as Betty in the Flintstones.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was cute.
She
Yeah.
was cute.
She was
that's
cute.
what I look like without a beard.
Because it's accurate.
So, hence this is why I keep the beard. Ty,
What'd you learn?
That's what I
Ty?
learned this week. No, that's what we just
That you
like,
That's
learned.
not fair.
Sorry, Ty, what'd you learn?
What did I learn this week? You know, I was telling Pablo this. I actually went back because I only read like the first issue of like Batman Hush. Because Jim Lee is going to be at Golden Apple doing a signing because they're bringing back Hush too. And for those who don't know who
Yeah.
Hush is,
Nerdsplain, please.
I don't want to spoil it. But
Well, Nerdsplain the original.
the original concept.
Well, the original one was
Nerds playing Batman.
no. Well, okay. So Hush is a Batman comic that came out in what early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
That was the first time in a long time they'd introduced a Batman villain, and it was a writer by the name of Jeff Loeb,
Amazing.
who is an amazing writer who wrote a comic called Superman for All Seasons that they're kind of basing the new Superman movie on, or one of the inspirations, or that kind of
Right.
helps, like I guess, guide the story for the new Superman movie. He also ran Marvel TV for the longest time, so he was
That's
responsible for like the
right.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. But he was a major comic book writer, wrote some Daredevil, wrote some Captain America, and probably some of the most famous ones with an artist named Tim Sale. And him and Jim Lee teamed up on a Batman comic that still to this day creates most of the iconic Batman merch. Even if you don't know about this comic, you've probably seen the art because it's so used within, like, if you're buying like a Batman t-shirt at like Target, like they're probably using some Jim Lee artwork, even from Batman Hush. Or if you've ever seen like Dark Superman choking Batman out, that's all like Jim Lee. So it was a very iconic book in the early 2000s. And it was like the first time in a long time that there was a Batman storyline that almost crossed into the mainstream
Yeah.
of pop culture in a way. So it was a really great book. Jim Lee, also iconic artist that drew a bunch of really great stuff in the 90s, early 2000s. Now is like the head of DC Comics.
He's like head of DC, co-president.
He's the man in charge.
Yeah, with James Gunn. And what's interesting too is that with
Well, no, Jim does just more
just
DC
the
Comics,
DC comics, okay.
right? Or does he consult?
I think he consults with James
Well,
Gunn.
Because he's the head of DC, I guess. So.
Right.
Or you're saying like James Gunn's running that show and Jim Lee's answering to him, not Jim Lee.
I thought it was just like a partnership.
Nah, man.
But what'd you learn?
There's a hierarchy.
What did I learn? So I
Yeah.
Sorry.
so no, you're good. So what I'm glad you nerdsplained next.
Yeah,
How
thank you for the
how do I
nerd.
nerdsplain
So
this
now-
up,
yeah.
ruining it?
20 years later, there is a sequel to this iconic comic now that Jeff Loeb's come back to DC Comics and he's teaming up with now the president basically of DC, the king of DC, Jim Lee.
Jim Lee. Well, what I learned is that, you know, Batman obviously is a detective, and I feel like a lot of the comics that I grew up reading were, yeah, you know, him fighting bad guys, you know, the cool stuff. But man, I was so invested into this comic in terms of like how they introduce characters, how they utilize like speech, like his thought process, how he's, you know, introducing these characters to, like, let's say if I handed this book to my mom, right? And like she doesn't know who these Batman villains are, but he actually explains it a little bit, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And DC is doing this new thing. Pablo and I actually kind of saw this. If you go to your local comic book store, DC has like a new compact version of their comics. So rather than like,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay. Well,
I don't
well,
like it.
it kind of fits the branding of this show. Like if you want to read an iconic story that you don't need a lot to, you can. Hush is a self-contained sort of
It's
story.
self-contained, yes.
So you don't need to have like read every Batman comic
Right.
ever to be able to pick
Right.
this up and just know that, oh, Batman's a dude that dresses up as a bat and is a detective.
Yeah.
And they make him, it's like an American manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be compact, but obviously in making it smaller, they have to use more pages.
So sorry, Ty.
Yeah, I guess I'll just stop talking. All right, fuck me.
Moving
Moving
on.
I was gonna fuck myself now. No, I'm sorry, Ty. I'm trying to. Exit music. It's like you're like Adrian Brody at the Oscars right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't like the small books?
I've done this before.
Next.
But skip.
No, I'm sorry, Ty. Please continue.
No,
What
you're
else did
good.
you learn?
I just know, I didn't learn this. I know my vision sucks. So like reading the smaller print, I was like, man, I really appreciated having like the actual book in front of me. Like an actual comic book size book is nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I learned I'm getting old. I don't know.
Oh,
Mm.
maybe.
Maybe.
So wait, so he said it's a manga. Does it read
No, it's
backwards?
no, it's not a manga, but Pablo's saying it's like the
Oh,
size.
smaller, the size.
Yeah, it's like this.
Okay,
big.
I got you.
It's like, yeah, I'm not voguing. It's like
No,
it's that big.
that makes sense.
Yes, I'm sorry. So what was the conclusion? You learned that you hate those tiny books?
He learns that he's getting old.
I learned
You are
I
getting.
am getting old. No, I learned
No.
that.
Sorry, Ty.
It's okay. No, I learned that.
Happens to the best of us.
Just like the book. No, I learned that. I think I learned that like I just need to read more Batman comics. I just need to read more comics in general because it was like the first time in a long time since it was hard for me to put down a book. I just wish the book was bigger, so I had to have such a hard time reading it.
You learned you still love comics, man.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a magical medium.
yes.
It took us a while, but I got there.
Yeah, it's very unique, and it's such an obviously clearly this is what we're doing here. Talking, you're here because of comics.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, it's a good little thing.
Drea, what'd you learn?
What I learned, I feel like, and I was talking about this earlier with you,
Yeah.
is just I don't need to react to everything my son says.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
rough one.
That's a hard one.
That is a hard
It is
one.
hard.
And one of my triggers is when he starts talking to me about things that I think are inappropriate, right? So I'm very strict with what he watches on TV. I do not let him watch like even PG-13. I do not let him watch YouTube. But he does go with his dad every other weekend. So when he comes back and he says things, my initial reaction is like, what? So I've learned that the more that I'm just like today he was talking about Pet Cemetery. What
Oh.
are you doing watching Pet? Oh, I didn't watch it, Mom. So I've learned to just like ask more questions and just be like, oh, really? Kind of make it seem like it's cool because I
And
don't
not a big deal.
I don't want him to not tell me things.
Right.
So if I just act like the cool mom,
Yeah.
I've learned that like he'll tell me more.
He'll tell you more. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson.
It's a good lesson. So, but it's a challenge
It's hard, right?
because I want to you already know. I want to lose my ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
And then maybe if you don't care about it a lot, he won't be like
Yeah.
searching to
well, it's also
do stuff like that, you know?
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because
All-
if you are like, oh no,
Yeah.
then he'll be like, I'm going to do it again.
yeah, I'm gonna do it again, and then
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell her, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give her little hints, and
Yeah.
then kids know how to push buttons
Mhm.
all the time. So I'm still learning how to
Well, yeah.
not. Yeah, it's a challenge though.
Parenthood.
Yeah.
Crazy.
parenting is tough. I mean, yeah,
Don't
How
you
old
ever?
is your son?
He's 7.
7.
He's
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an
7 going on 50.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there's that.
He's
there's
an old soul.
that. But don't you like experience that, Pablo? With
Yeah,
the-
1000%. It's the same kind of concept as if your kid falls, like they'll wait for you to get a reaction, and kids at different ages push
Mhm.
different boundaries,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, if he's, I don't know, I would let them watch Pet Cemetery and scare the shit out of them.
I know. you would.
I'd be like, oh, you want to watch it?
Yes.
Fine.
Yeah.
I had to so he's calling your bluff kind of thing probably. He's
Yeah,
waiting.
he is.
Yeah, Gwen at some point kept talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. I watched it too. I like vetted it. I'm like, you know what? There's like there's a silhouette of somebody getting eaten
Oh, God.
is like the worst thing probably that happens.
That one's
in-
pretty mild.
Yeah. Well,
When you watched it,
yeah.
that's crazy.
But I didn't know. So Gwen wanted to watch it. She kept asking me and pushing me.
Oh, okay.
And I kept trying to explain. I'm like, it's got grown-up stuff in it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, if you want to watch it, right? Like, you want to, because she kept harassing me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, she would ask me about it for like 2 weeks. And these kids, they wear you
Yes.
down.
Yes.
They wear you down. like-
Literally, you feel like you lose your mind.
it's the only
Mhm.
toxic relationship in society that you just have to deal with. where you're like, well,
100%
it's called
agree.
Just
good
like
parenting. right?
creating humans.
It's insane.
Yes.
They literally do. They will wear you down, and then they wear you down mentally too, where you're just like, oh God, okay.
Yeah.
So wait, so she watched it?
No,
Oh, okay.
I called her. I'm like, all right, let's watch it.
You called her bluff.
Yeah, we watched the trailer and she was like, and I was like, all right, we're gonna like watch it and kind of like everything, all the build up, and she decided the last minute she didn't want to watch it.
Oh, okay.
And so did Finn. They both did.
That's good.
Finn just goes along with whatever his sister.
Yeah.
She's like, Finn, we want to watch this movie. So
Yeah.
they were fine. They
But
saw the
that's
trailer
good.
and they were
That's
scared.
good though, because then it's like now she will know how to like make her own decisions and what her boundaries are. You know.
Or just I also tell her, I'm like, hey, I don't do things, I don't know, man. You got to also consistently tell your kids these things. I'm like, I'm not
Mhm.
doing it because I don't want you to not do something fun. I'm doing it because Dada just knows
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's good.
Yeah.
And my job's to take care
I
of
want
you.
you to have bad
Mhm.
dreams.
Exactly.
I don't
I've
want
had
I don't want you
Freddy's,
to wake
like-
me up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Trying to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
The first one since you were been born.
Still not there yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'd be like, Pet Cemetery is scary.
Yeah.
I've
Was it
never
the new
seen
one
it.
or the old one?
He wants to watch the one with the gray cat, and I guess that's the first one.
That's all of them.
That's all of them.
oh, okay.
But
but the old one's like kind of
How
not
many-
that scary.
you don't think it's that scary?
The old one?
Yeah, the original.
I don't know, you guys. I'm a bad judge of this because I was watching really inappropriate stuff when I was really young.
Yeah.
My dad was like,
Oh.
my mom one time, like I was going to school. I was in middle school, and she was like, for some reason, like she quoted The Godfather, and I was like, what's that? What'd you just say? And she was like, oh, it's from The Godfather, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. And she was like, what? You're not going to school today. You're staying home. You're watching The Godfather. It was like middle school. I like stayed home and watched The Godfather. I like did not go to school. So
Yeah.
the same thing with Pulp Fiction. Like it's the same thing. She was like,
Oh.
Pulp Fiction. You never seen that? You're not going to school today.
We're watching
Oh,
Pulp Fiction.
my
Yeah. And my
God.
dad did the same thing. Like I watch super crazy inappropriate stuff. Really,
Yeah.
really, really young.
Yeah, I had 3
That's
older
hilarious.
sisters, and they showed me The Exorcist when I was like 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
I watched.
God.
I watched The Exorcist for the
Kai
first time
talks
when I
about
was
that.
6.
Did
like,
you?
Like 6 or 7.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
See, Kai talks about it, but
But you probably had that stuff too. We are very protective of our kids these days. I
Yes.
feel like.
my parents did not let me watch certain things.
Oh no.
Like I could only watch a certain amount of TV.
Oh yeah. they
Yeah,
were-
like they were like, you cannot watch this. My dad was very restrictive.
Wow.
Which
My
is
TV was my babysitter.
Yeah.
TV
that's
was
what
my
the-
second mom.
Yeah,
some would say.
TV was. I'm not even saying babysitter. It was my parent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh.
so I think that made me more like, you can't watch this, you can't watch that.
Were your parents ever like? Because like no joke, I feel like for me, it's so funny. We didn't have cell phones, didn't have beepers, anything.
Yeah.
You just go out and.
Mhm.
What's my mom? Everybody would be like, "Oh, when the street lamps came on." My mom, being the just powerful, tiny, but mighty Hispanic woman that she is, would literally just walk out the front door and she would yell, "Pablo!" And I could have been like, 8 blocks away, and
You hear her.
somehow it would just like echo to where I was at, and I was like, I gotta go.
Gotta go.
like the bat signal.
Yeah, it was like freaking yeah.
She's
it
got a
was.
mighty voice.
Yeah, I was so literally like that she would just scream, and I would just be like, huh? That's parents would literally walk outside and scream for their children. Where
Yeah.
are you?
Yes.
Hey,
It's a different
and
time.
then you just come back running. Yeah, it was a different time.
That was a good time.
but can you imagine how old is Kai now?
He's 7.
Yeah, that's about right. That's
Mhm.
the age where I was doing that. Could you
Yeah.
imagine him doing that now? Would you like let him just be like, all right, see you around?
You know, I feel like I
See you when I see ya.
Yeah.
See,
no cell phone Scott there.
Yeah.
I feel like in our neighborhood, yes, because I feel like Kai's really mature, so he has like street smarts. It's really weird, and I've like ingrained in him like, you know, you fight, you stranger danger. He has his watch, so I would let him go down the street maybe without, but that's like
With his Apple Watch.
Would you let him
Yeah.
go buy a pack of
Okay.
cigarettes for you at the store with a note?
Maybe.
I've done that.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, give me a pack of smokes. Here's a note for the clerk.
I
Well,
literally
kids
done
in
that.
Japan go grocery shopping by themselves at
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years old. Their parents send them.
Yeah.
When I lived in
on
New York,
errands.
when I walked to work, I'd see a bunch of 5-year-olds getting on the subway, and I'd always be like,
Oh wow!
I was like, I should go with them.
It was a
Like,
different
I-
time.
That
No,
is-
I was there like
Interesting.
when I was 19. There were cell phones.
Wow.
It was it's a different place. That's what we
Mhm.
should say.
Mhm.
Because literally, like 5-year-olds, I'm not even kidding, like little backpacks on,
I believe it.
going on the subway.
Yep.
I was like, every single day, I'd be like, are they okay?
Anxiety.
Yeah.
All of this conversation, I'm going to segue into what I've learned so we can get into news
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
okay,
really
yeah.
quick. But I would say in this conversation, I've learned that time may change me, but I can't change time.
Oh,
I love it.
Shrek.
David Bowie. What?
We're brogers here.
Yeah,
okay?
all three of us were like, oh, Shrek.
Yeah. I obviously know it's David Bowie.
Drea, so also a little back. Drea just came in like this morning because we were gonna Tommy Jeff is in here, and I'm like, this cool opportunity to get a fourth person in here, and that's what our conversation started from this morning, was that Shrek conversation.
Mm.
And some people, Diddy,
Mm.
okay, it did get a lot of engagement on TikTok,
What?
and some people
What'd
were
I
right
say?
that the animation style is better,
Yeah, no shit.
but
What?
but you just don't like the.
Wait. What are you saying?
You were
People
saying
are
that you think
saying-
it was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 split. It's a very polarizing.
It's a 50-50 split?
Yeah.
Look.
This is what I'll say.
Okay.
Yes, it is a 50-50
Somebody
split.
also had said, I want to go through our TikTok comments. First, I was like, no, Shrek used to be a handsome ogre, and now he's. I'm like, what the fuck?
He looks. I
He-
can't.
Listen, Pablo, you don't understand, but yeah, he like people thought he was handsome, and
But-
now he's like CGI
he
looking
he
weird.
looks insane.
Yeah.
It offends me.
It offends me too.
Like
So-
literally, it does.
And he's got like more of an egg-shaped head.
Yes, the eyes and
The
everything.
eyes.
Everything.
Also,
looks
what they do to
terrible.
my girl Fiona?
I know she has no teeth.
She has no teeth. What happened to her teeth? It's so
that
weird.
was crazy. It just makes me so mad
Why?
because I like.
This is where this
Shrek.
all stemmed
It's
from,
a
by the way. this is what-
50-50 split.
And I said, hey, do you want to? This is like last minute, but do you want to
Mhm.
come on here and talk about this a little bit? Because we also talked about what we'll be talking about a little bit later is the Disney movie things. But
yeah,
I
I'm
didn't even.
excited for that. Actually,
I didn't even say good morning to it. I was just like, I can't believe you.
Yeah.
think about Shrek.
we thought about it the last
This is true.
episode
It is an
because
ongoing.
he was like, I don't even
Yes.
see the difference, and I'm like, it's
Yes.
staggering. The difference is staggering.
Andre-
right.
Andrea's like, this is my opportunity to yell at Pablo online.
Yes. Exactly.
How serious do y'all want to start news and stuff? Do we get into the serious stuff, or do we get
What's
into?
serious?
I don't know. Nothing serious. Well, actually, yeah, one thing is kind of serious.
All right, let's
But
do
anyway,
that
well,
first. I
you want to
guess.
do the serious thing first?
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
But I already have the Batman.
All right,
No,
Batman. Why'd you even
give us,
ask?
why give us the option?
I'm sorry.
Bad news or good news? Well,
Well, I already have the photo up.
I already know what I'm gonna say.
because you guys were delayed on the response.
Okay.
Tim Burton's Batman universe is getting a little expansion. For those of you who may or may not know, there was a comic called Batman 1989 that if you loved Batman and Batman Returns, the Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson Batman, there was a continuation, or I guess it was a story that took place in between Batman Returns and the original Batman. Through DC Comics, you could find it collected in a trade called Batman 89, and it revisits that universe of the Tim Burton Batman. And apparently they're also doing another sequel now. What was cool about that one, by the way, is I don't know if you all know about the original backstory to Batman Returns. He like had like Robin that was originally supposed to be played by Marlon Wayans, who famously got paid for the film that he wasn't in, because Tim Burton was supposed to do a third Batman movie. Billy D. Williams was supposed to return as Harvey Dent and play a Two-Face. Nice. So it kind of explores that world of that Batman.
A young Marlon Wayans playing Robin?
Yeah.
What?
Young Marlon Wayans. He had to be like 18 or 19 when that.
Yeah, real young.
Because, the movie came out in like 89. Batman Returns was what, 92?
Yeah.
So maybe this would have been 93, 94 that he would have been in it. But apparently they paid him for the film and everything, but he just wasn't, they didn't make a third Batman movie. Instead, they went with Joel Schumacher and Val Kilmer's Batman.
Like the bat nips.
No, that was the fourth one. George Clooney had the bat
that's right.
nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah. the nipples on the bats.
Yeah. Yeah.
In case you're wondering.
Gotta explain that, Pablo.
Which
Please, in detail.
Which I feel like there's some gender bias because Alicia Silverstone was Batgirl in the movie and they did not put nipples on her costume famously as well.
True.
It makes me sick.
Free the bat nipple. Hashtag free the bat nipple.
Oh,
It's going to be
Lord.
the hashtag. That's the name of the episode. I got to change it now. This really is the darkest timeline. All right.
It is. I
It's the
wholeheartedly
timeline
agree.
where we didn't get the Alicia Silverstone bat nipple. But I don't know. Maybe it's split with Harambe, right?
Oh my God.
Well, right
my
when
God.
Harambe died, we went into the darkest timeline.
The alternate 1985
Yeah.
with Biff Tannen. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
What? So yeah, cool. Apparently they're also bringing in the Riddler character, or the Tim Burton's version of the Riddler character. I don't know how much of this is
Why is this bad news?
I don't know. This isn't bad news. But
Oh,
No, remember, we didn't
Serious.
get the choice.
oh.
but I
He
don't-
said he was going with the serious news first.
no, I'm gonna call. Did Tim Burton have that much of the Batman Rogue Gallery fleshed out, you think? Or you think they're kind of reaching, this is like a little Game of Thrones season, whatever.
10.
So do you remember when they made the Batman animated series comic that was like the continuation of the
Batman the Animated Series? Yeah.
So like that's what I'm getting, because they introduced Jason Todd finally in the Batman animated series comic, and so they went so far to make like a toy of him, which he was not, because I was confused when I was working at the comic book store. I was like, why do we have all these toys? Like, is this like fake? Like, oh no, he's coming out in the new book. I'm like, what new book? And they're like, oh yeah, they're making a continuation of the original animated series.
Wasn't Jason Todd introduced in the Batman Superman New Adventures? Was that Jason Todd? Oh no, was that
The New Adventures.
Yeah, there was a after Batman the Animated Series, there was a because it was
Oh, I didn't watch it though.
who was Tim what's the name of the guy who did all the DC animated stuff? Bruce Timm?
Yes.
So Bruce Timm had another one where it was the Superman animated series and the Batman
Oh.
animated series. They even had a World's Finest crossover movie.
Oh.
And there was a continuation of Batman's animated adventures, and I think it may have been
Does it?
Tim Drake. They may have skipped over Jason Todd, who is the Robin that dies.
Yes. Tim Drake, because Tim Drake is in the animated,
Yes.
and then he's even in like Batman Beyond.
And yes, that's right. And he's
'Cause
the Joker. Tim, I love that movie.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
a good movie.
Ty's talking about Batman
Sorry.
Beyond. It's just the Revenge of the Joker, Return of the Joker.
I think it's like Return of the Joker.
We're falling down a Batman
If I'm
rabbit hole
sorry,
here,
I
guys.
know.
All
It
the
started with
Batman
bat
today.
nips.
The Bat Nipples, the Hush 2,
Nipples.
Batman the Animated Series, and Tim Burton's getting so the other thing is this is also Penguin Random House, I think is flipping the bill for this. There is a Collider article. I can put it in the show notes.
Wait, it's not Lunar?
I don't know. According to quote Collider, prepare to return to the world of Tim Burton's Batman, a new sequel novel, Batman Revolution, by John Jackson Miller, will introduce the new incarnation of the classic Batman villain, the Riddler, and this is their subquoting comicbook.com. So we're quoting Collider, they're quoting comicbook.com, and I don't know who they're quoting. But basically, that's the news that this book will be released in October of this year. I thought I had the article for the Penguin Random
So
House.
what was
thing.
your question? If Tim Burton really is like, it's influenced by him, or if it really is that style, or
No, if Tim Burton really fleshed out those Batman characters enough for them to do
Oh,
it.
I don't believe so.
But I mean, I'm sure.
I think that somebody just like really liked his Batman, and then we're
And
like,
their
I
version.
want more of that. That's what I think.
Well, the Batman 89 comic was the screenwriter Sam Han. So the other one, the one that is out from DC Comics, collected in a trade, that one, apparently the screenwriter was like, oh, we already had the story. Yep, this one, they're just George R.R. Martining it. Are you giving me a signal, Uncle Mark, or are you stretching your arm over there? Hey.
Wait, are these going to be turned into movies or books?
They're comic books.
Okay.
So it's a continuation of all the beloved films, but if you want to
Oh.
follow those characters, you would get this in a comic book.
Okay.
Did you were you a fan of those?
Not really.
Michael Keaton?
Oh, actually, no. You're talking about the movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your favorite Batman?
The one oh wait, no.
It's okay.
It's not Heath Ledger. It's not Christian Bale.
Christian Bale was in
Maybe
The
it is
Dark Knight.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
It was Christian Bale.
Was it because of his skin?
He was also the Psycho in American Psycho. Yeah.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
See, my brain immediately goes to Christian Bale because I was like, I just don't know a man that does that, like does their skincare like that. So it's like stuck in my head. But I
Yeah.
like the Christian Bale.
It sounds like you're just a fan of Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale.
Hey, you know what? Who
I
could
think-
blame her?
Maybe.
I love that
We just
man.
found so Christian Bale, if you're watching this episode,
And I liked Michael Keaton. Wasn't he in
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
earlier movies?
Yeah.
there was Michael Keaton, George Clooney played Batman.
Oh, never mind.
Val,
George Clooney.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
So George Clooney was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger as
yes.
Mr. Freeze.
Okay,
And Uma
yes.
Thurman as Poison Ivy.
Yes. Okay.
Chris O'Donnell as Robin.
Mhm.
And Two Face was
That was in the Val Kilmer one. Val Kilmer was Two-Face and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Two-Face was Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I remember that.
And Nicole Kidman was, I don't know. I can't remember what character
Who
she
was the Batman with
She was the female protagonist in it.
with Heath Ledger? With Heath
That
Ledger?
was the
Dark
Christian
Knight.
Bale
That's
one. That's the
Christian Bale.
Dark Knight. That's
The
Christopher
Nolan
Nolan's.
verse.
Okay, I do like Christian Bale. Sorry,
Yeah.
I keep
That's fair.
changing. I keep.
That's fair. He's a nice.
Adam West was the 1960s Batman. That's Uncle Mark's favorite Batman.
Okay.
That's your Batman. Ty, who's your favorite Batman?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy,
Ooh.
voice of the animated series.
Yeah.
Did he? Do you have a favorite
Definitely.
Batman?
I love the Tim Burton one, but
Michael Keaton.
for Michelle Pfeiffer, that's why I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's so
Fair.
good as
Michelle
Catwoman.
Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, dude.
Danny DeVito, yeah, like that movie is so good.
I love that one.
But I do love the Nolan verse, Christian Bale. But for me, Batman is all about the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about Batman. I'm like, yeah,
like yeah, I would say like the Nolan verse because of the villains.
because of the villains, because
Right.
he does a really good job of like bringing them to life, kind of.
I
No
love-
love for
Hey,
Pattinson
Robert
or Affleck.
Pattinson. Hey,
Pat-
whoa.
Pattinson
We don't
is-
talk about Affleck, okay? For me, I don't like that movie. I don't.
All
I
right.
like
like
Robert
it.
Pattinson as Batman.
No.
I was really surprised.
No, I love the Robert Pattinson one. It was very like gritty noir,
Noir.
Mhm.
drama.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I really loved it.
And that all
I-
goes to writing.
100%.
Yeah.
And acting.
And
He's really
acting.
good
So
actor.
yours is Robert Pattinson. Just say it.
It's Robert Pattinson. I'm not gonna say that.
Just say it.
So-
Give us the
Robert-
hot
Are
take.
you quoting Twilight? Just say it.
Just
I know what you are.
Oh my god! I did just go see Mickey 17 like 2 days in
Damn
a
it,
row.
I know I need to
so
see that.
Let's see tomorrow.
Okay.
We will see it. I need to see it again.
I'm down.
I just
Hi,
saw it too.
I'm so for real right now.
I'm for real.
Okay, here, Joe. This is the serious news. There's a new Stan Lee documentary out there floating around. So the new documentary, basically, Stan Lee, co-creator of the X-Men, the Avengers, Spider-Man, famously advocate for comics. Kind of Marvel Comics is the face of Marvel Comics for many, many years, decades. There's a documentary about his life, basically reveals how the Marvel icon was exploited in his final years, as far as Stan Lee, if you've been to any kind of Comic Con or comic related event prior to when did he pass? I'm so sorry. I guess I don't have that info. Tommy Jeff.
Tommy Jeff in the chat. I think he
It's
died
November 12th, 2018.
Yeah.
my
Oh,
God.
2018.
Yeah.
Yes, it was pretty recent.
That
But-
seems like a long time ago right now.
I mean, it's like-
2025.
He was 95 years old.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah.
yeah, and he was like,
I was gonna say 2 years ago.
Oh no.
I know, but it feels like that. Oh my god, this is the darkest timeline.
this is the darkest timeline. But I mean, well, Stanley lived hopefully a good life
No, I
up
think
until
so.
the end of his life, apparently, because of the documentary filmmaker is claiming that, and I believe it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I don't believe Stanley was exploited. But yeah, this is basically about the exploitation of Stanley within his final years.
Oh,
Controversy surrounding the film already we've kind of figured out. So the gentleman who is making the documentary, I feel like such a weird like dirt sheet reporter right now. All the comic gossip. The comic tea. He's claiming that Stan was exploited and he documented the process. He was like, I was Stan's confidant, his friend, and his assistant for years. And now he has a Kickstarter campaign towards the release of the documentary on how Stan Lee was exploited within his final years.
okay. Well, it also sounds like that he exploited him.
Mm,
like
there's
what the hell?
There's the controversy.
I
He's
saw the
exploded.
video. I saw like a video on TikTok about this.
Yeah.
And it made me so sad
Yeah.
because I think he was doing some type of appearance and he was like in a wheelchair and
Yep.
then somebody comes over. I don't know if he works for him, but he was wanting to get him to do all this stuff. And the guy was like, well, what else do I have to do?
Mhm.
Like, and then
Oh.
he was like, you're going to get your money's worth out of me, aren't you? And the guy was just like, every penny. Like they were just making
Yeah.
him do all this
Yeah.
stuff. And you could tell
Ew.
that he was so like tired and
Tired.
just like over it,
Yeah,
and he was like, and I felt so bad.
Yeah.
that
It was
is
really
so
sad.
sad.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
then this guy is supposed to be his like really good friend, and then he just like watched it happen. Like
I
Oh,
think
that's
that the
kinda
whoever was filming wanted to kind of like expose it.
I
Yeah.
think he says he got a lot of the footage.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're right. There's a lot of things that are popping up slowly of that footage of Stan Lee was like, he was at every I mean, he started LA
LA
Comic Con.
Oh,
yeah,
It was
it
called-
used to be Stan Lee's Comic Con.
Yeah, Stan Lee's Kamikaze.
Ozzy, yeah.
Oh, Kamikaze.
Yeah, and
I went.
then and it turned into LA Comic Con, but his face was everything. He was like which beloved, right? And if you ever met Stan and you had his attention, sweetest man on the planet.
Yeah, he was very.
But
sweet.
also you're thinking of things like, wow, he's like way older, and they're like releasing pictures of him like asleep at some of the photo ops.
Oh,
Yeah. So the guy's
that
asking
really
for
bums me out.
$30,000. Is the Kickstarter
300,000.
Jonathan
For
Bowlerjack?
what? For him to release this footage of his friend being
That's
exploited?
the controversy. Some people are donating $1 to the Kickstarter just to leave comments, and
Oh
they're
my God.
they're
Because that's
upset.
kind of that's super messed up. I
Oh,
think
he's
just
ask-
release the footage
He's asking for money.
Yeah.
So
to
Oh.
like make the movie.
truth is,
Oh.
if people were supporting this film, it would have gotten its $30,000 pledge at this point by the time that this is already circulated
Yeah.
the internet. This is
Yeah.
pretty hot, fresh news.
Right.
He's at 48,000 of his $300,000 goal. Basically talking about like all the expenses that come with production. Hey man, I'll edit the whole thing for $100,000 less than whatever the fuck anybody else is quoting you. If
Yeah.
you really want to get the footage out there, honestly.
But yeah, just release it.
I'm
Yeah,
I
an
guess
editor.
yeah.
if
just
that's
release
really
it.
what you want to like show, then why do you need to make it this? I don't know. Like,
I think he's getting interviews. It sounds like, okay, our post-production costs are paying our crew, feeding them equipment rentals, soundstage. Shoot it on your iPhone. I'll show you some really cool equipment from Small Rig
yeah,
and the Roadcasters that are a lot cheaper than this if you're really trying to get that story out there, because we put this whole show together on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, I was just thinking people put
Not
stuff
too
out
bad.
Yeah.
all the time.
Right.
it seems really grubby. Like,
yeah, grubby.
I filmed my friend being exploited while he was old and dying. Give me money and I'll show you the pictures and
It is.
videos.
Yeah,
It's like, what?
It does seem that. Yeah, it does.
I don't want to assume the camera overheated. I don't want to assume, but I do feel like that as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know the guy, obviously Jonathan Bowlerjack, but yeah, it does. I think we all see that, right?
So funny enough,
See what?
I don't
Oh.
know him personally, but a long time ago, I was in a Facebook group with him
Oh.
and a bunch of other different people. Because at the time, it was comic book collecting, so they would sell stuff online for people to purchase, and it was
Mhm.
just like books that we're trying to get rid of. I'm like, oh, understandably so. Then they started selling like signed stuff, and I was
Oh.
like, where did you get all this stuff? Probably
Oh.
Stanley signing stuff, and
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Right.
that's skeevy.
and what's worse is that kind of what you guys were saying about the Comic Cons, and not to bring this down, but I had the opportunity to see him when I was in junior high, and obviously he was a little younger, so he was more there. Like Pablo said, sweetest man. I had the opportunity to take a photo with him. It was great. When Kamikaze came around, that was right around the time where my brother was able to meet him in person finally. My brother told me the story. He goes, I was so excited to meet him. He signed my book and he said, thank you for coming. And his handlers were just like, hey, we need to go on to the next session, like keep it going. And Stan Lee actually said in front of everyone that was there, was like, hey, I just need a break.
Oh.
Can I just get like 5 minutes? And I think they said something along the lines of you get 3. And he like just sat in his chair and like went to sleep. For the poor guy was exhausted.
Oh, my
man.
god.
And-
Oh, I would have been whooping.
Oh yeah, I would have.
Yeah, and if you're really his friend and like we're witnessing those things,
Right, and
then
that's-
I would like put a stop to it,
right, and that's the
and not just like film it
That
and then try to release it after he dies. It's like
yeah,
crazy.
try to ask for money.
and
Right.
try to ask for money.
And that's
Yeah.
the crazy part too, because if you look at like the rewards on Kickstarter, they're like, oh, we have other comic book creators helping us out and doing the interviews too. And it's like, cool. Well, if that was the case, wouldn't those comic book creators use their power to like
Right.
Yeah.
say, hey, stop this?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you guys speak up earlier?
Speak up, yeah.
Like, why is it only now? And then they're like, okay, well, you can have my comic variant for $50. It's an add-on. You want my signature? It's $20. Like, they're still doing this.
Oh my
Like, nothing has
God.
changed.
No shame.
No shame. And there's crazy. I was telling Pablo, like Pablo said, there's people on here donating like $1 just so they can comment. And then there's someone, probably either the director or someone he knows, that are just commenting clown emojis anytime someone speaks out against the film.
Oh.
man.
Oh
And
wow.
that's pathetic.
Oh, I
So
didn't
wow,
know that.
there's a lot of controversy surrounding this film. This is some
Yeah.
hot tea.
And
And like, I don't want us to like go down this like huge rabbit hole.
No, let's go down the flipping rabbit hole time. Let's
Like,
go.
I'm following.
we'll drop the Kickstarter. Like, everyone that's watching this podcast can go on Kickstarter, go to comments, and my friends that are in the chat had the opportunity to tell me that you can report this Kickstarter.
Oh, you
So
can.
you can. So all
Okay.
you need to do is sign in, and then you have to write why you're, why you're trying to
Wow, that's
report it.
I'll tell you, I want answers. I don't think this is what was expected originally from, him dropping the Kickstarter video for this documentary. But yeah, I guess he needs to publicly come out and be like, let's see if you're genuine or not. I can't speak too much. It's a crazy flipping story. I agree.
yeah, it's nuts.
But I do agree that productions cost a lot of money,
Mhm.
but I don't know if it costs $300,000.
It
I can do it for a
doesn't.
lot
It doesn't.
cheaper.
it does
buddy.
not.
I don't know. Are you paying the people?
And
that
then
are-
what are you like?
Maybe I don't know enough. But if you really want to get it out there, just get it out there.
Just get it out there.
Hey, I'm not kidding. I'm putting my services out there as an editor. I will put it out there in a format where people can actually see
Yeah.
if there's a story that really. But I'm not gonna go through like any big like company and exploit Stan a little further.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And
what it seems like it is.
hopefully that's not the case. I want to assume
Positive intent.
positive. Fuck. Why would you say that term? I do want to assume positive intent. And I will say, like, hey, we'll invite you on the show. If you want to come on this show
Pablo.
and clear the air,
What the
I'll
hell are
exploit
you talking about?
No, I think it is. I do. It clearly, look, I'm not saying it doesn't look exploitive. It does.
Mhm.
It very much does. But I will say, like, give us a little explanation behind
Mhm.
the reality of it. But I don't.
I think it looks more exploitive the fact that like he made that site, and
Mhm.
I don't know that much about it, but just
You're
the fact,
crowdfunding it.
yeah, just that makes it like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It
Like,
makes it
you weren't
ew.
trying to do anything good.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you can see my computer screen. There's another screen here, but yeah, it looks. I mean, yeah, it looks sad, and clearly that is sad. The other thing that I was looking up, because remember, like earlier, I think last year there was like a infamous video of Frankie Valli that went like viral for him, like kind of looking very confused on stage, and people were saying the same
Right.
thing. They're like, "Oh, you're exploiting Frankie Valli." Frankie Valli famously wrote like all like these like famous Jersey songs, right? Of like Uptown, everything that's in Jersey Boys is a Frankie Valli thing. He's
Yeah.
a famous New Jersey singer. Wrote like Uptown Girl and a bunch of other things, right? And there was a TikTok video that went viral, and people were saying that, and then like the publicist came out, they're like, "No, Frankie's fine." And then Frankie Valli made a statement himself, but who's to say that Frankie
That
Valli?
he actually
That
made
he
it
actually made
himself,
it. It doesn't look real.
Yeah. So
Like it's really. It doesn't look like it's really him. It's.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the one where he's like moving like a robot on
No,
stage?
are you talking about the one? All right. So now there's another meme. Me and
Whoa!
Ty fell down a rabbit
Where
hole.
he's like performing, but then it looks like he's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
Are
like
you
doing
talking
that?
about
Oh, no.
Pentagram singer Bobby?
don't think
Okay, so
That's not what she was talking about. But I'm interested. What is
hold on.
this?
We'll go. We went. This is taking a turn. Okay, so
Okay.
the
Yeah,
Frankie
like
Valley
full
thing.
360.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So where there's a video
Mm-hmm.
of Frankie Valley, and you can find this once more. I'll try to post it in the show notes, or you can just look it up. Frankie Valley in Las Vegas. I think the Today Show posted it. But yeah, he looks just completely lost, and he's
I
not
didn't-
singing along.
I didn't think it was real at first. I was like, wait, that's like an animatronic.
Yeah, it became a meme.
Oh my
It
god.
became a meme. But then there's
Sad.
this
Ruthless.
other meme that's
my-
infamous now. Of,
Who is this man?
you haven't seen this meme of? Okay, so
No.
if you've gone on the internet the last week, there's a video of a like rock singer with white hair whose hair is blown back and he's got wide eyes, and you literally all you have to do is type in like wide-eyed old metal singer or whatever, and it'll just pop up. Like, trust me.
My gosh.
And this is Pentagram singer Bobby Liebling singing his song "The Ghoul" from the band Pentagram, also known as "Old Man Staring Wide-Eyed During Metal Concert."
Oh God!
Refers to a series of memes inspired by a viral video of Bobby Liebling, the lead singer of the doom metal band. They're doom metal. Don't get not black metal, not thrash metal,
Not heavy metal?
not heavy
Doom.
metal, doom metal. Band Pentagram on stage silently staring wide-eyed at the audience, while his white hair is blown upward with a fan during performing the song "The Ghoul." Video went viral on Instagram, Twitter, and X in late February of this year. So have fun on that Google search. But it's my new favorite meme. And I don't feel like that man is being exploited. I feel like he's living his best life, and he's a total vibe.
Yeah.
Unlike Frankie Valli and now this Stanley
So
documentary.
you know, I got Frankie Valli confused with.
Sorry, that's where we went
No,
down that
I-
rabbit hole. Mother.
The
No, when you were
animatronic.
first talking about him, well, I knew I was okay. So, anyways, when you were first talking about him, I was like Frankie Valli, and then I started thinking about that movie La Bamba. But
Oh,
that's
Richie Vallen.
Richie
Yeah.
Vallen.
right?
Okay.
So I was like, wait, I thought he. No, wait. I don't know. It was confusing, but now I get it.
Richie.
Yeah.
Best
Oh, Lord.
ending to a movie ever. Funny story. First time I saw that movie ever, I watched it in its Spanish dubs
Oh.
Oh, nice.
in Honduras. Like I was there vacationing for the like a summer because my parents would send me the whole summer there.
Oh wow.
And I watched La Bamba and I didn't realize it was like a English movie.
Oh no, you didn't. You couldn't tell.
No, I don't know. I
You just watched it for the first time in Spanish, so you were like, oh.
yeah, it goes to show you don't need AI dubs to
Yeah.
fix people's. I just, as a kid, assumed that was it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Look, make up your mind about the Stan Lee, the final chapter, yourself. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be donating the Kickstarter, but once more, my services as an editor and producer are available way cheaper than $300,000. Me and Ty,
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Ty and I, Diddy, we'll do this for like $5,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I
Oh, there you
each,
go. Each.
Each.
I don't be a part of this.
Well, that's much cheap. Like I will because obviously like I will do the minimal
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
of just like
Well, yeah.
time and labor. I mean, but
Well, for sure.
you're not gonna what? You're not in on this. You're like,
I'll be in on it.
yeah,
I'm a
you will.
sellout.
Let's be real. A24 sponsor
I
us.
know.
Yeah, A24. Come on.
Get fucking stop dragging your feet already. Shit or get
You've
off the
been
pot.
real quiet.
Neon.
Neon, hello.
I'm already going to another
Yeah.
production company at this point.
We have a lot of Disney news to tap into.
Okay, let's go.
There's a lot of Disney news.
A lot.
Don't give that one a magic. Whatever.
Disney,
It's
I don't know.
Disney's
magic.
got enough magic. They don't need our
Thank you.
magic.
Thank
Yes.
you.
I appreciate that.
We only have so much magic.
I can only press the button 2 more times.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
The
Do-
allotted
do it-
amount of magic.
Do it right now,
Pixie
Ty.
dust.
Do it
Pixie
again.
dust.
Pixie dust.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
see?
We got
That is
one
pixie
more.
That's how
Yes.
magic it is.
Yeah. Jon Favreau is apparently directing an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit TV series for Disney Plus. This is a Deadline article. Over the last decade, Jon Favreau has been a linchpin of Disney Plus's original series slate with flagships The Mandalorian and its offshoots, also while taking on classic Disney animated characters on the feature side. I don't know, that's written a little weird. But yeah, he also did The Jungle Book. He did the original Lion King. What else did Jon Favreau do? I don't know. Iron Man.
Iron
Swingers? Just go
Oh,
watch
man.
Swingers. y'all.
Swingers?
Just
Swingers.
Swingers.
hey, go check out Swingers.
Yeah.
That's the good Favreau. I like actually, Jon Favreau, I have zero beef with that
Yeah.
human there.
Did
Nolan.
he do the cartoons or the
He is
Live.
he did the Mandalorian
Okay.
most recently, the Boba Fett spinoff. He's kind of been in
Mhm.
charge of a lot of Star Wars stuff, the good Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Look, actually I take that back. All the Star Wars stuff
the
is
Star
good
Wars
Star
stuff.
Wars.
Yeah,
Stuff.
Pablo.
All right, get fucking over yourself, internet. Well, I said I like Star Wars. I don't
Where
have beef
are
with
you
Star
at,
Wars.
Ty?
I know. Every
Where are you
time
talking?
I
Where
bring
are
it up. Every time I bring it up, it's
I
The
have
hell?
beef with Star Wars fans. The online Star Wars community have really fucked Star Wars up
Mm.
for me
Oh,
to where I just
no.
don't want to talk about it with anybody because
I,
you know,
that's how we
I
feel.
like Star Wars. I like all this Star Wars.
Okay.
I don't play video games. You brought up video games in the past. Anyways,
Don't-
uh,
don't
John
Hey,
Favreau is a
I
director.
know.
It's been any time we bring up Star
But he
Wars,
did-
you're like, oh, fuck that.
It's
But
like,
no,
oh, yeah.
it is. We
Yeah,
have
I was like,
proof.
oh, I got a new Star Wars cover. You're like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
This fucking Star Wars talk.
In Star Wars.
That's enough. He did Star Wars, okay? And then he
Dave
also
Filoni?
he did the Jungle Book, which we'll talk about. But he did the
Yeah, we're
Jungle
gonna talk
Book,
Okay.
and he did the first Lion King one because they were like, "You were so good at the Jungle Book, do this Lion King one." But we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yep,
But he's
yep,
doing
yep.
an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit TV series. Pretty cool. Ty, give us a little backstory. If you've been to Disney's California Adventure, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is flipping everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't hate it. I like Oswald.
Yeah.
He's
I just
He's
looked
cool.
up Disney movies by Jon Favreau. He did G-Force and John Carter.
John
Oh,
Carter
oh,
is a super
wow.
underrated movie.
It is.
Okay, I haven't seen it. We saw the trailer the other day, me and Kai, and I asked Kai, "Would you want to watch it?" And he was like, "No, it doesn't really look."
John Carter, watch John Carter on
It's
Mars.
good.
It's really, really good.
What is it about?
It's
There's
About
Explain
2
it.
hours long.
Oh, okay.
Zig-
it's about
Go on.
it's about a cowboy that gets sucked into a futuristic on Mars, right? With aliens,
Mhm.
basically.
Oh,
Alien cowboy story.
Okay, okay.
In a nutshell. Really great. But I didn't know Jon Favreau directed that.
And neither did I.
Well, now we know. We found out together.
Stop.
But Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was Walt Disney's original IP predating Mickey Mouse that he did with his original partner, whoever that was.
It was. I got the juice. Hold on. Oh god, I'm gonna mess this up. Urks. UB.
Steve Urkel?
No.
No, say
Larks? Right here.
Lurks?
Larks.
Uncle Mark, do you have any
Of what?
insight into who?
No,
Oswald
I know
the-
who it is.
Who
And
works?
Baby Buster plays him in Drunk History.
Oh, okay.
I love that it's drunk
Oh.
history.
So, all right, Walt Disney had a partner that he created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit with.
It was called the short was Trolley Troubles.
Yeah, and
1927.
when he lost that character, which is why he went on to create Mickey Mouse and start his own production company, split off from his original partner, and his partner somehow kept the rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And then at some point in the not too long ago,
2006 was when Disney got it back.
okay, so Disney then was like, they bought the rights back or whatever because they're ruthless.
They are ruthless.
And they came for that. We're coming for Oswald.
They're
Coming
never
for-
full.
Walt
Ooh.
Disney's cryogenically frozen head ordered all of his minions after
Mhm.
devouring a Cuban child, by the way. Ordered all of his minions
Lord.
to reclaim Oswald, to basically keep him like immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Put his head inside Leota.
yeah, that's Walt Disney's head inside of Madame Leota, actually. But
Is that a thing people say?
yeah, it's Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen.
Yeah.
Well,
don't
I
know
know
about that?
No, I definitely know that. But is it the thing that he's in that's Madame Leota's head? is
No,
his?
I don't know. That Uncle Mark said that, but I do think
I
he
need to know.
feasts on Cuban children, which is why originally Elian Gonzalez
Why
was taken by the U.S. government was actually to feed him to Walt Disney.
Oh my God, I
Why do you
remember that
think-
Of
whole
course
thing.
you do, but it was
Yeah.
all a big fraud ploy to feed that child to Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen head.
Why does he eat Cuban children?
Oh.
I don't fucking know,
He's
Olivia. Why
racist.
does anybody do it?
But I'm so
Why-
interested
Why
in
is the
this
sky
conspiracy
blue? I
theory.
don't know. Look, there's a lot of evil
Hey.
people doing a lot of evil shit in the world
Mhm.
right now. Why? Some men just want to watch the world burn.
What?
Oh, we're coming back to Batman.
Batman.
This is the Batman episode. This.
Wait, okay. Well, tell me later, I guess.
I
Hey, nerd, explain that conspiracy theory to me because I want to know.
I don't know. I think it's a robot chicken thing. Actually,
I think
don't
it was a
know. Is
robot
that-
chicken thing.
Okay.
something. So, you talk to tweet at Seth Green about it.
Mm.
I don't know where he came up with that theory. I didn't watch this trailer. All right, so
Oh, are we doing a live reaction to the trailer then? Because I watched it.
did you watch the trailer?
Literally everyone watched it but you.
Do you want to do
Yeah.
a live reaction to it?
I'll cry.
What?
Do it. Just
Really?
do it.
I got a little teared up.
Drake, can you see my computer from here well
I can
enough?
see. Yeah. I
Okay.
can see
Did you watch
yours.
it? Did you
What?
wa-
Watch what? Which
the
one?
trailer for
For
Lilo and
Stitch, she did.
Oh, yes,
Everybody did
I
it but
did.
me, basically.
I did. I watched it as soon as Pablo like texted
Told
me.
us to.
Yeah, I watched it, and I personally wouldn't pay
Ooh.
to see it.
Oh.
Ooh.
I would
Damn.
watch it
Ooh.
at home on Disney Plus with Kai.
Yeah,
Mm,
Like I wouldn't pay to see it. I paid to see Mufasa.
okay.
yeah.
Um,
You hear that, Bob Iger?
yeah, but I would not pay to see that.
Okay.
But I've
Let's-
never seen the movie, which is I know I've never seen.
You've never seen
Lilo
Lilo
and
and
Stitch?
Stitch?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so then
no,
I don't
No, it's
care,
okay. I hadn't
because I
seen
would
it.
see that in theaters.
I
It
hadn't
looks
seen
really
it.
good.
We're gonna
Okay.
get into this. I
Watch
hadn't
it.
seen it since when I had Gwen and Finn at a
Oh.
certain age got into Lilo and Stitch. That's when I saw it and appreciated it. But it wasn't. I have beef with Stitch. We'll get into the beef that I have with Stitch.
Okay.
Do we want to? We don't have to watch this
No, I
trailer
don't.
live. Basically, look, the Lilo and Stitch trailer
I mean,
dropped.
yeah.
Do you
Just a
wanna watch
live
it?
action Disney movie. No, I've seen it.
Yeah, the marketing is similar to the marketing with the original Stitch.
So he's like
Mhm.
appearing in like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the Super Bowl.
He
Yeah,
was in the
that's
Super. He
right.
was in the Super Bowl. So yes,
It
this,
was good marketing for the original.
this is the trailer.
Yeah.
It's
Is that your
out
beef?
now. No, okay. So yes, a little bit.
Okay.
Okay,
You
that's a
didn't wanna see
portion
him
of my
on-
beef.
You didn't want to see him on the magic carpet ride?
Stitch went out there. So this is now. This is going to lead to other. This is now. What, like the 23rd Disney, or I don't know if it's 23rd, but the Disney animated feature turned into a live action.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Which
sure this one will hit a little bit better. This seems
It
like it's
looks better
primed
than-
for live action versus them trying to remake all their masterpieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
This seems a little bit more, makes a little bit more sense. I would take an updated version of this and a little expansion of that world. If they bring something new to the original story in a good way, not in a
It-
bad way.
It does
You have to
kind
make a
of
good movie, not a bad movie. That's
Yeah.
the strategy.
it does kind of look like they're doing something different with like Plinky's
Yeah, I noticed that.
character. They're
There's-
like humans, and they're wearing some sort of like disguise.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
kind of
know.
sad that they didn't.
Oh, let's watch the trailer. Or do we watch this? You guys, well, no, you talk about it. Tell me, I'll
So-
watch it as
So you've seen the original, right?
yes.
So you know how like they dress up as a couple.
Oh, damn it! Stitch looks so cute.
He
It
is
looks
really
good,
cute.
bro.
He's
Cute.
So
very cute.
adorable. This
Yeah.
is so freaking cute. The CGI looks great.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it looks,
Looks
good.
good.
That's why I was like, "What? What do you mean you wouldn't pay?" I was like, "I'd pay."
I'd-
But you've never seen it?
I've never seen it. I know it's bad.
It's one of
I
my-
just saw Moana 2 months ago for the first
Well,
time.
It's okay.
That's fine.
That's
I
fine.
I mean, I love
I'm
Moana.
envious of that because my kids are so into all of the Disney stuff, and I want to like. Sometimes they'll beat a dead horse in watching
And
certain
watching,
things.
yeah.
So,
I know Kai's obsessed with like the Twilight Zone and stuff like that. Like,
oh, but even the little girl
Damn.
they cast looks really cute.
She does.
Wait, who's?
yeah, she's cute.
You're so yeah, she's
But
I
I felt like watching some of those scenes, like even the little clips, it just seemed like the acting was a little like
cheesy.
cheesy.
Well, it's a Disney movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was just
It
different.
is
So when I
cheesy.
watched it, I was like, oh, okay. Ugh.
I'm,
What's the guy's name that?
Oh, Ohana means family.
Mhm.
Yes, look, maybe now I have a connection with it because of my kids.
Yeah.
So I get to see it and they were really into it. But I didn't. Okay, so here's my beef with Stitch. Okay, the movie looks cute. I'm gonna take Gwen and Finn to see it more than likely because, and I'm just gonna hype Kai up. I see him at
You
school.
should. Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, dude,
he
you
would
wanna go
like
see
it.
that Lilo and Stitch movie
Yeah.
with us?
yeah,
Just to torture you.
Yeah.
Dude,
Do it.
dude. I'm reading the chat for the live.
Yeah,
They're saying we need the Bob.
the Bob.
Olivia knows what I'm talking about. So for in the movie, in the cartoon.
Yeah,
movie,
we need Plinky's.
we need
Plinkton. What's his name?
It's Plinky.
Slinky.
Plinky needs his Bob.
He needs his Bob.
Needs his Bob.
That fuck ass Bob.
Is that the what guy with the one
The
eye?
one eye
Yeah.
who studies mosquitoes.
So
Yeah, he,
is,
like,
oh
falls-
no, mosquitoes are endangered species.
Yeah,
Right.
and he has this
He's the
amazing
protector of the endangered.
Bob.
He's this amazing Bob.
They're gonna have the Bob.
They better.
Right? They better.
Oh, you're talking about like the
Yeah, the
wig
hair.
he
Yeah.
wears.
The wig.
Yeah, because in the cartoon nobody
You're talking
recognizes
about the
the
wig.
alien in a wig.
Hey,
It's
get
like
outta
person
here.
with one eye.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
They're like, oh.
But
yeah,
it looks
probably
like they're
human.
gonna be cast as like humans, and then occasionally
Yeah.
go back to
Yeah, because you got to, as an actor, you got to get that FaceTime, that valuable Disney
Yeah,
movie FaceTime.
And it's the guy, and he's in Into the Woods, and he's in Game Night. It's that guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking
you know
about.
what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
Plays one of
that
the
guy.
princes
I don't
in
know.
Into the Woods. No,
I don't know. Can we look up who's in the movie, who the cast is?
Tommy Jeff.
Tommy Jeff, are you here? Look, yeah, this is one of the few things. We're going to
But
rank
what's your
these
beef?
Disney movies.
You
Yeah,
said
Okay,
you're
so
Yeah.
my
Beef.
beef with Stitch was the marketing. He was fucking everywhere at a time where I was maybe in my early 20s, I think, when that movie came out. So it didn't connect with me until now. Like I said, as a dad, I watched it, but I was like that selfish early 20s age where I'm like,
Billy.
who is this character
Yeah.
coming to ruin all of my childhood
Everybody- yeah.
favorites?
I
And then-
get it. That marketing was a little annoying,
Okay, but then
but I saw it in theaters.
most specifically,
12.
what's the phrase? We're like a not an origin story, but it's like a key memory or core memory.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, a core memory for me. I grew up in Louisiana, was going to Disney World. And in the 90s at Disney World, if you visited it, there was a ride by the name of Extraterrestrial
Mhm.
Alien Encounter. And it was infamously one of Disney World's, if not Disney's, scariest ride ever. And I was explaining this to Ty earlier because it sounds batshit crazy. And apparently there's even a whole like thing about it. But who's the dad in Beetlejuice that ended up being
Thomas Jeffrey something. What's his name? Jeffrey Jones.
yes.
I
Okay.
got there.
Okay. Yes. Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey
the guy
Duncan
let-
Jones.
He ended up a little.
No, not
was a
little,
pedophile?
yeah, he was. I mean, I don't know if I can say
Oh.
pedophile.
Hey, censorship is un-American, bro.
Boom. Hey.
It is. We just put this up, by the way. This is an original.
I always say
Quick-
it's original.
It is.
This is an original.
It's nerdy. It's nerd explaining. Yeah, Jeffrey Duncan Jones. Okay, so the ride was infamously Disney's scariest ride. There's a Medium article about it. I'm gonna pull up the graphic here really quick, and it was called Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter, and it was
At Disney World?
at Disney World. You guys, y'all West Coasters out here don't know about Extraterrestrial, but it was short-lived. Legend has it that the Imagineers, some of the Imagineers behind it, really had a thing for the xenomorph and the Fox alien property. So they basically ended up creating this ride that's loosely based on a xenomorph. And it's
Oh, this looks intense.
It is. It was very intense. It had Jeffrey Duncan Jones, though. Tyra Banks was in it. Robin Williams was in it. There was a lot of famous
Was it
actors.
a movie?
It was no.
No, it's like a ride. So
Okay, so this is how it happened.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
it was like
Oh,
a
that looks crazy.
3-part show / ride.
Okay.
Okay, and the first scene you would walk into would be this like alien species transmitting a communication through a TV, and they'd basically be like, "Hey, we created this new technology, and we're adding kind of like Earth into our inner web of communication, and we created this teleporting technology, and we want to make first contact." And they're like this very advanced species. Tyra Banks, they were like these really crazy green-looking aliens.
Oh my God. The fact that this was like a Disney, I'm looking at pictures.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's horrifying.
It's horrifying.
Okay,
Wait.
look, so you would go through there, and then you would get to this Robin Williams scene where they demonstrate the teleporter, and it goes haywire, doesn't work properly. There's like a whole bit with a cute little animal. And then you get into an auditorium, and what the auditorium would do was a circle auditorium with a large glass tube in the middle, and they almost strap you down with those roller coaster things.
Yeah, I could see.
And so, like, because the ride is, and this is kind of genius, the ride is probably so terrifying. They're like, how can we get people not to just run out of here screaming with their heads cut off? We have to literally strap you down.
It was that scary.
Look,
it
yeah.
looks
Wait,
intense.
what's
Look,
it called? I'm gonna look it
It's
up.
called Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter. It was very short-lived. And here, and there's nothing on earth that we can do about it's here, and there's nothing on earth we can do about it, I think is the tagline, but
my
it was in
God.
Tomorrowland.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I was maybe in the 4th or 5th grade. I literally wrote a report in the 5th grade about my experience on Alien Encounter. All right. Like I wrote a report about this, y'all. It was like a whole, I was in the 4th or 5th grade. I don't
trauma.
remember. Like I literally wrote like a 2-page essay about this ride and what it was.
This
Okay. So they strap you down.
cannot.
And
He's going.
there's even a warning outside. It's like extraterrestrial. There's a sign, a massive sign that said, "Warning, alien encounter may be too frightening for small children. Portions of this attraction take place in confined spaces
Whoa.
and in total darkness."
Oh, and I know.
So, you
they
know-
put Stitch in it.
Well, okay, Olivia, what you-
I remember now. Okay.
yes, okay, but let me. Yes,
Sorry,
they did
okay.
put Stitch in it. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
But yes, extraterrestrial.
Are you? No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
Well, I have to explain this because
Okay.
normally, if you go to a haunted house or a scary movie or haunted attraction, what do? You close your eyes, right? That's like the most natural reaction because if I don't see this thing, it's not like a real thing. Alien Encounter did the brilliant job of hitting all of those other senses because it would put you in a pitch black environment. And Jeffrey Duncan Jones's character was like the emperor, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to select a family to come visit us." And actually, he's like, "You know what? That's not a good experience. I'm going to go to you guys. And I'm going to just then be in this middle of the tube and how you're going to have a very friendly alien encounter." But through some missteps of the bumbling alien crew and untested, this guy was a bit of a tyrant, right? I don't know if he was like their king or president or something. Just say he was a bit tyrannical. Absolutely not relevant at all. But yeah, he basically is like, "No, you're going to test the equipment out. I'm going to go there." They lose him on a planet. And then they basically transport one of the most terrifying animatronics that maybe, I don't know if this is accurate, but I remember it being like 13 feet tall.
It looks 13 feet
It
tall.
looks
this
really
It
bug.
good.
looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes, it is so scary. And then what was cool about it is the room would go dark. And then you would see like a dude with a flashlight. So you'd see a weird light. He's like, "Hey, is everybody okay down there?" But this thing escapes the tube. The tube explodes all over. It's like water, and I don't know how they recreated the feeling of glass exploding, but let me tell you, it felt like fucking glass exploding.
Dang.
Oh my
And
god.
the entire time, the lights go out at some point. They did a really cool thing where they had like these two specific low moving, warm. It felt like the alien was hot breath on the back of your neck. A majority of the ride, you would feel it, quote unquote, crawling in the auditorium. So the pressure thing would come down if it like jumped on top of you or around you. The sounds were so well designed, brilliantly horrifying. There'd be people getting eaten in the dark, and you're just stuck there. If you go watch
That
the
sounds
YouTube
so
videos,
sick. They got rid of it?
yes, they got rid of it because it was too fucking
It
scary.
was too scary.
Oh my god.
It was too scary.
That,
And
see, that belongs at Universal Studios.
Yeah, that's a Universal
Let me tell
Studio
you,
ride.
Mhm.
I only like have this memory, which is crazy because it was one of the scariest things I've ever experienced, and it came from Disney. And it was now, as an adult, I can look back on it, I guess, and appreciate how fantastic it was on a production level.
Did you have nightmares as a kid?
I don't know. I don't recall if I had nightmares. I can't tell you, but I do definitely recall the impression and like the fascination that I had with it.
Okay.
So I was super fascinated by it. And yes, a few years later, the ride was deemed to, so they used the Jeffrey Duncan Jones thing because, like, hey, this guy is not right. So we can't have an attraction with him on it. Fair. And then they replaced it with Stitch. And I went back wanting to ride this ride later on and not knowing. This was like having heavy internet days. Where if you're taking a trip to Disneyland, you're buying the stuff there. You're not planning ahead.
Right, right.
And you're thinking you're going on this.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm ready to see this alien encounter. And at the time, the Stitch marketing, was heavy. And it was Stitch's Great Escape.
That's such a disappointment. That's kind of like similar to how I felt when they took out Captain EO from
Oh,
Disneyland.
Captain EO for sure.
And I
Well,
went.
there may be some controversy.
Well, I know. Well,
For
okay.
sure.
I totally, I get it. I get the controversy, but that was like Captain EO was pretty cool.
Captain EO
it
was,
was cool.
And there was no like warning, like Captain EO's going away. I think they did do that one time, and it went away, and then they brought it back for like an
after
anniversary.
Michael passed, they brought it back.
They brought
for-
it
they
back,
brought it back.
Which was
for a little
cool.
bit,
Yeah.
which was really cool.
Yeah.
But then it went away, and it just never came back.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I also was like really bummed when they made the great. Actually, it's called Great Escape. Oh wait, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Didn't they call it Great
yes.
Escape?
Yes, Great Escape. They put that in place of Captain
Twilight
EO.
Zone. Oh no,
Oh, no,
Twilight
you're
Zone
talking
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. I hate
oh,
when they change names.
Okay, so if you go to Disney World, the Tower of Terror is still there.
I know.
Mhm.
And
With
it's
the
one of the
music
best
and-
rides ever.
But
I love Tower.
the one at Disney World is far superior because the cart actually leaves the elevator and you
Oh.
actually enter the weird Twilight Zone.
Oh wow.
So it's cool.
Yeah, I know they changed it to Guardians of the Galaxy. I hate
it's
it when
called
they change
Great
it. I
Escape?
hate it. Yeah.
No?
Guardians of the Galaxy something, but they change
Mission
names all
Mission
the
Breakout.
time. Yeah, there you go, Mission Breakout. I still call it.
Well, it would have
Tower
been
of Terror.
crazy if it was the
I
same
still-
name.
And I still call the roller coaster California Screamin'.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
I
me
don't
too.
care what anybody says.
Oh, not the Incredicoaster. Yeah, California
No.
Screamer is
And
great.
Credit Coaster who?
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't even know what
we
that
don't know
means.
her at all.
It's funny. I call it Terror, actually.
That Terror.
Tower of Terror.
No,
I
it's
miss
like
Tower of Terror,
I
though.
say
That was like the best ride.
Terror.
It was.
Ugh.
They
I mean, it
changed
is
that.
fun
So
with the music that they play and whatever, but Tower of Terror was so scary and
Tower
so
Terror?
good.
It was so
Tower of Terror.
scary. It was so scary.
Do you remember for Halloween they would do like the blackout for Tower Terror?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That one was.
That was terrifying.
Terrifying.
I was like,
Scary.
all you hear is just the creaks.
Yes.
And the thing. I'm like,
You don't know,
I don't know
because
what's
you
gonna
know
happen.
when it's going to drop,
Terrifying.
but in
And then it
all
just shoots
darkness.
up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was such a good ride. They just kind of go in and ruin a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
They
hate
dropped
it.
the ball with that one.
Yeah.
They really did. They should have left that ride.
Yeah, they
I
should
like-
just let
Because
look,
it was so good.
It was good.
Don't get me wrong. I love. Oh no, the Hellions in here, my cat.
Give
And
me
no,
him.
fine, you can keep him in here, Uncle Mark. Yeah, no, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I love James Gunn. I love all that. But yeah, Tower of Terror had this very specific
Terror.
Terror, which is so good.
It had like a
But-
really special place in my heart. I was like, that was crazy. Like I
I'll
just
send
loved
you a
it. It was
video when I
very
go to Disney
scary.
World
It was
in May.
scary.
Sorry.
It was really scary. That's what I liked about it the most, I think. I was like, dang, they did
Yeah,
such
it
a
was
good
scary.
job.
Creepy music in the lobby.
Mhm.
And the anticipation and like the little girl skipping down the hallway. and I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Man, that's
It was
was
right.
really
so
good.
scary.
It was really good.
Yeah, I loved it.
It seems like the theme is that Disney is just not really about these scary rides.
No, they're
No.
about like whatever
Marketing.
is marketing.
Marketing.
Whatever
Fresh.
the most
whatever's
marketable.
selling.
Well, clearly because they replaced Alien Encounter with Stitch.
Hmm.
Oh my God,
I
that
understand
is
your beef a
crazy.
little bit, but
Well,
the movie
okay.
is good.
To give you a happy ending to this, there's a Medium article I can try to post in the thing, but apparently the original Alien animatronic was purchased, and now there is an attraction in LA that
And we're going? and you bought us all tickets?
no, but I mean the tickets I think are like let me
35.
see, $35. And they do their own adult version, a tongue-in-cheek parody of the original ride, plus some things from the original ride.
Was it a drag
Oh
show?
wow.
No, I don't know. This is a
That'd be so into
company called. Let me see. I'm sorry. There's a variety article on it, but if I click this little link, it's a theatrical experience.
And you will be covered in blood, it says.
Yeah, so they give you
Ooh.
rain jackets. Actually, shout out! I gotta plug the Scarecast. Go check out the Scarecast. I think they went to it, and they kind of posted a little bit about I guess the rain jackets they give you so you're not covered in blood. But yeah, now they've kind of recreated their version of the ride. Dang it! I wish I could. I'm so sorry. I wish I could find the name of the company. It was like let me see. Trepanny House. Dang. I think, but there were also Titmouse Studios. That's what it was. It's called like Titmouse Studios and Trepanny House, basically. Look it up. Look up Alien Encounter in LA, and you'll be able to find these $35 tickets if you're in the greater Los Angeles area. Yeah, we
dang.
should go.
We should go.
We should definitely go.
We should go. I definitely want to go. Because it's the closest I'll get to. I'm chasing that theme park dragon. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
exactly.
I'm like, that's I got that as a kid of all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We
So-
have to go.
Yeah, we have to go.
Okay, we're going.
We're going.
Right now, let's go.
All right. See you guys around. Have a good
Have a
night.
night.
Yeah, so that's my beef with Stitch. We have more,
I get it.
you know. Okay, so hold on. Sorry. Next order of Disney news. This is the only images I could find that was kind of relevant to it.
Oh God.
Disney apparently is
Indeed.
pulling back from the marketing of the new Snow White film that's set to drop at the end of this month. Talk about it, Olivia.
You know what? I don't have anything to say. No, I don't know. What do you mean? I can't say anything.
You can say
Okay,
whatever you want.
The
Disney,
backlash about it is that they didn't use little people. They used all CGI, which was like taking jobs from little people. Also, people like did not like Rachel Zegler.
No.
She
Yeah.
came out and she was like talking shit about the original
Mhm.
film, and she was also talking shit about like Disney. People did not like that. They did not respond. She was like, I don't know. She was kind of like being a little pick me girl out
Mhm,
there. She was like,
mhm.
we're not going to have the man save the
Well,
woman. And it was
okay,
like,
so-
okay, get over it.
Get
Like,
over
Appar-
it.
apparently all those things were cleared by Disney PR for her to talk about. So they weren't off like the cuff.
yeah.
She was
Which is really weird.
But there's a way that you do that without sounding like you're
pretentious.
Yeah,
yeah, without
she
sounding
sound-
pretentious and without sounding like you're
Bashing
bashing
the movie. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
movie. Because I mean, look at Halle Bailey and when she did The Little Mermaid.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she's not bashing the character.
she wasn't
Not.
bashing the character. She wasn't bashing the story. She was not bashing the fact that, you know, all Disney movies, they are similar in the sense of that, like the woman, you know, falls in
The
love with the
prince,
prince and
yeah.
then everybody's happy and it's, you know, so it was
Yeah.
like
And
when
Halle
Halle,
Berry just is like sweet as pie, which
so
is like,
sweet.
we're just doing a different take on it.
It's just a different take on
And-
it.
Yeah.
and
We
we're-
didn't go too deep into it.
Yeah,
it
and
was
just-
simple.
we just really want to show her empoweredness and blah blah
Mhm.
blah. And Rachel Zegler was like, fucking no.
Yeah,
Like,
and she's like, "Oh, he stalks her. The prince stalks her. Weird, weird." Like,
oh
it's like,
yeah, she
you're
did
freaking
say
weird
that.
for
It was
saying that.
weird. She definitely went overboard, but the response from it was crazy though too. Everyone was like, "I wish she was dead."
Oh no.
Like it was wild.
not
It was
that.
really crazy,
That's
but
too-
she
that's too
was
far.
Yeah.
a weirdo about it, and then people's reactions was weird. Also, I'm not a fan of Gal Gadot,
Mhm.
but yeah, I just think that
Apple.
So
Rooting for the apple.
I don't know. It just had a really, really weird start.
I will. So this is what the Hollywood Reporter's headline is. It said that some PR missteps combined with anti-woke outrage turned the marketing of the film into a poisoned apple.
Oh,
Mm.
anti-woke
Clever.
is crazy.
But that's also the other side that the Hollywood Reporter is making in their discussion, that they're like, obviously Rachel Zegler made some controversial comments. I mean, let me tell
But
you,
people just like hated her.
not on this movie. Did you guys see West Side Story though? Come on, like,
I
but
didn't
that's also
see it.
Steven Spielberg. Fantastic.
I saw parts of it. She's in that one.
Yeah,
right?
she plays Maria.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think that's
she
her
was
first
primed
role.
to be like a that was her first, I think, big breakout role.
Yeah.
And
But
she was primed
Ansel
to be
Elgort got canceled, and then she got canceled. Like she
Mhm.
got canceled for like saying that stuff. Like
It
she
was
didn't do
just her
anything
attitude.
bad.
It's
It was
a
her
turn-off.
attitude. It was a
Yeah.
turn-off.
It's a turnoff, so it just kind of makes you like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it because
Yeah.
you didn't really make it sound great. So
Yeah.
why am I gonna watch it? Yeah,
Yeah, it
was-
sounds like you hate it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so that's what people like.
I don't think it's
turned people
anti
off.
woke. I don't think it's anti woke. I just think
No.
people like, when you watch a movie, especially a Disney movie, like sometimes it may be annoying sometimes, the same story, but that's the story. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna remake it, then remake it the way it's supposed to be. I
Yeah,
think
like-
that's what they had the problem with Mulan and why it didn't do so well too.
Right.
Well, that was also mid-pandemic, right? You can say
Yeah.
that was a little bit of
True.
a
But they did try to. They didn't remake Mulan. They made like a new version of Mulan. where
Right,
because they didn't
right.
want the
They did
well,
the music.
they
Well,
thought
because
it'd
it
be
was
weird
a real
that-
myth. And then
And
they
a re-
try to keep with the real myth at that point.
is "I'll Make a Man Out of You" too controversial for today's climate?
Super gay. But
Yeah, it is a pretty.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah, they made her not what the original character was. I
Mhm.
think that was the biggest thing, was that I think in the movie she's like not a born fighter, but
Mhm.
in the new Mulan, from what I've heard, is that they made her to be like where she was already born
Yeah.
to be
to
be a
be a
fighter.
warrior, and so I
because
think
they base off the like the original myth.
Well, that also
Okay.
changes the character's motivations.
Yeah.
Because the confusion in that character comes from is this what I'm meant to be, like this subservient sort of
Right.
woman, or is there another life? Which is why then she takes the path that men traditionally traveled within that path,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but finds the balance within herself. Just like at the end of Fight Club, he's like, we just are what we are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like this ideal of
And also, I
masculinity,
just
femininity, but
live
there was some
for
empowerment
him
there.
having. I live for him having like a crush on Ping, and then finding out that she's a woman, and then being like, "Ugh, sick,
disgusting.
disgusting," and
You
then
lied
being
to
like,
me.
"Okay, I guess I still like you, even though you're a woman." I'm like, "What the hell? I love that. It's like my favorite part." He's like, "Oh, gotta check on my man," and then it's like a woman. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. He's like, I guess I'm bi.
Yeah, I guess I'm bi.
Oh my
He
God.
really learned some stuff about
Yeah.
himself. And I think that's what we really missed from the live action.
Yeah.
That's-
We needed that self-discovery.
We really
Yeah,
Not from
yeah.
Mulan.
Oh,
Not
okay.
from
Oh,
Mulan.
yeah. We needed
That's
the other
the most
self-discovery.
fair argument I guess I would make for that movie.
did. For me,
yeah.
that's all I could think about. I was like,
Judy,
wait,
you're justified. I think and now that's great.
thank you so much.
Justified.
Every,
Can we get a stamp?
everyone's in the chat's like queer coded. Love it.
Yeah,
Queer-coded,
I
100%.
guess so. I mean, yeah.
And,
Uh,
and let me get real, because most of the time in Disney like villains we see queer coding, but that was like the first time queer coding existed, and it was not villains. It was like people.
Mm.
I'm serious.
Mm.
I'm not being funny. I loved it.
That's a thinker.
Wait, what do you think about Cusco from Emperor's New Groove?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought the same thing.
yeah. Another great
Love
movie.
him.
I love.
I
First
love
Neighborhood.
that movie.
I love that movie.
That's one
so
of my
much.
favorite.
That's one of
Disney
my
movies.
favorite Disney movies.
Same.
It was
literally,
considered a
it's so
flop,
underrated.
right?
So good.
I think
It's
it
so
was.
good.
It was a
considered
flop. It was a
but it
flop.
was so
But
so
it's
good.
so good.
So
Yeah,
So I'll tell you,
and he was so in love with that big man.
He
that dude is married.
You can't choose who you love.
Yeah. So all right, the controversy right now with Disney is also a lot of I guess people that have worked on films are coming out because so they blamed like the Lightyear like there's like a lesbian relationship in it, and then they also like even in Marvel there was like America Chavez's
Oh, her mom's.
moms, which I was like, man, that was like less than 10
It's like
seconds of
a
the movie.
street time.
People freak out.
So and then
It's like crazy. They freak out.
infamously there was I think a story about like gender affirmative like I don't affirmation and I'm sorry if I don't know all the other right terms that was removed from the Inside Out like miniseries I think as well.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't hear
I
that.
didn't hear that.
So Disney execs are really it seems like and just to play
Pulling
devil's
back.
advocate here pulling back on certain things that they consider to be anti-woke. And right now, obviously, but I mean, I did know Gal Gadot fought in like the military
Mm.
for her home country.
Yes.
And then I think there's I don't know how to dance around this.
Home country. She's not from there.
She's from is she not?
No, like, listen, whatever. I can't talk about it.
Okay,
Let's
I
go
didn't know that about
Gonna
so
get her fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
get fired up, dude. You just
Listen. No.
Get her going.
So, and then Rachel Zegler was infamously, I think, pro Palestine, and it just, I think, on like verbally online, was I?
No,
Am I-
you're
am I
thinking of the girls
mistaken?
from Scream.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're
that's-
thinking of Scream.
Yeah, it wasn't Rachel Zegler because that girl has not stuck her neck out for nothing.
Are you
'cause she
sure?
just
All
got
right.
famous.
She just-
You just got here for a cup of coffee.
I forgot she was in Y2K.
Look,
Oh,
Yo,
she was.
was
I haven't
she?
seen
let
it
me.
yet.
Yeah,
But
she's-
Okay.
what's weird about this too is that this.
I
Seemed,
could be wrong about that though. She
She's-
might have said some stuff.
I don't know. If somebody wants to inform us in chat, please do so because I don't know. But I will tell you that she was being primed to be an it girl in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering also the effect that this would have on an actor's career, considering that, and this is also part of the the Hollywood Reporter article, talk about how 5 years ago this IP seemed like untouchable and primed for success.
Mhm.
And now they're scaling back all of like, they're not going to have a big premiere. They're not having a
Yeah.
celebration at the El Capitan. The movie's just kind of almost quietly
Mhm.
rolling out.
Pretty big controversy surrounding it. Like Rachel Zegler's stuff is like minimal compared to like Gal Gadot's, and then
Mhm.
also like the little people controversy. Even though
Mhm.
So the Little People controversy, the other thing is that I think Peter Dinklage came out and publicly advocated for himself.
said get over it.
No, he said no.
Mhm.
Get over it, little. No, I think he said that he wanted Disney to evolve past the magical dwarf
Yeah,
stereotype.
I get
So
it.
then they said,
I
"Hey,
do
let's-"
understand that, but also it's
But
like
then
a job.
actors, yeah.
Actors, like real working people that are not blessed with Peter Dinklage's career
Yeah.
that he has had, are like, what the hell?
Who's there, like
I mean, it
sitting
makes
on your
sense.
high
Yeah.
horse? Peter
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dinklage?
like I'm not above playing a damn dwarf in a Snow White movie. You
If
know what I
it's a-
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a major
like,
motion picture.
not all of us got cast as Tyrion Lannister. Like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
So,
So-
you know?
Well, he was also the writer in Elf. Before
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
And then he was also in one of those
He's in a
American
ton
Pie
of
movies.
stuff.
He's in a lot. He was a heavy working actor.
Oh yeah,
before.
super heavy working.
He was. He
actor.
was like a jock in the American Pie like 5 movie or the Naked
Mhm.
Mile one, I think.
Yeah.
And Billy Barty's gone now.
Who's Billy Billy Barty?
Billy Bones, the
Uh,
Muppets.
but yeah, no. So Peter Dinklage kind of said something about that, and yeah, I think that's why they thought. So what's kind of hilarious is like that they're almost skirting around what they can do or not do, and in turns, it's hindering you as a storyteller.
Right.
Mhm.
And I don't know if something comes from a pure place, I don't think it's a bad thing. Hence
Right.
the original. There's like some. I mean, obviously there's exceptions to some fucking awful shit that Disney has done in the past, but I do think like you need to let artists express themselves and be artists. And this is, I think, just to be honest with you, this seems like a studio problem.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
think Snow White ever was like somebody was like, I have to make Snow White. Like this is my dream. It was like a money. It's like a money.
money
thing.
grab.
Yeah.
It's not.
Right.
It's not like no one's artistic. Like I don't know. Like no one's heart was in it for real.
No,
Like it was
it is.
definitely a studio. Just like pump them out.
And this is
Mhm.
why
Pump
you're
'em out,
fucking
Get
up
him
with
out.
me.
Yeah.
Me, Diddy, and Ty will make another Snow White movie for $5,000 a pop.
$5,000 each.
There you go.
Each.
There you
But
go.
I'll play
Perfect.
Snow White.
Yeah.
I've got the hair. I've got the eyebrow slit.
Yeah.
I don't even. It's Snow White. We'll figure it out. Look, I'm
We'll
just
figure it
telling
out.
you, this is a studio issue. Which brings me to our other discussion. So,
But wait, I will say
Okay,
one
yeah.
thing that bugs me,
Yes.
and this is going to sound so shallow, but the dress.
Oh, the dress. It looks like a
No,
Halloween.
It looks
Party City.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
the
know that. I know what they
costumes.
were trying to do with the colors and make it seem so, but it didn't have to be that like vibrant because
Yeah.
now it just looks like okay, people are already annoyed with the fact of what she said,
Yeah.
and now you're gonna annoy us even more like visually.
Yeah,
Like,
visually, you're
now
gonna-
I really don't want to see.
You're
the
not gonna
movie.
like do a good costume.
Yeah,
You're
do-
just gonna do a Party City Snow White.
Exactly.
costume?
That's exactly what
Yeah.
it looks like. So
Yeah.
it's that's just annoying. And I did
Totally.
see Gal Gadot
Mhm.
uh-huh.
walking out. TMZ got her online walking out somewhere, and they tried to I don't think they tried to question her about Rachel, but they even tried to talk to her, and she just shut it down real quick because you know that she's already been in weird situations where
Mhm.
she probably doesn't want to talk about it, and they're probably
Yeah.
going to ask her like, "What do you think about your co-star saying this?" And
Yeah.
so she was just like, "Bye, have a nice day." Like,
Yeah. Also, like
very
Rachel
awkward.
Zegler was definitely set up to be this like new it girl, and then
Yeah.
they put her on all these movies, and all the movies did like very poorly because no one really
Mhm.
responded to her attitude on the carpet.
yeah.
Like she was in that Snakes and Songbirds movie, like the prequel for Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
And like I watched it. She doesn't do good in like she's not good
She's
in
not
it. She
great?
does a really
Mhm.
bad southern accent. And it's
Mm.
like she's playing like a covey, which is like supposed to be like a gypsy, and she's just very I don't know, it's very like stereotypical and kind of weird, and I'm just
Mhm.
like ooh
Yeah.
ugh.
So-
it kind of gave everybody a bad
The ick.
icky
Yeah.
she's definitely ick.
all
But
of
I
this-
don't know. People definitely I think they go after her really hard though.
Yeah,
Like
they
there's
do.
no reason for all
I
that.
think also it's because she's not really showing any like, you know what, I messed up. I shouldn't have said that. like-
she doubles down.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was no like, I messed up. Let me make this right.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of flipped over to her saying like Disney and Disney magic. So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like genuine. So people are still annoyed
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
don't want to give in
Yeah.
any of their money to go see it.
Yeah.
Because now they're just annoyed with her.
Yeah.
Saying, and I
Yeah.
am too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
that's
not-
fair. No, it's all a big case of
Basically.
disingenuine. Like
Yeah.
everything, like
disingenuine for
like
sure.
Disney, you're disingenuine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bullshit again.
But
Yes.
Disney, you're up to your old bullshit once
Yeah.
more. We see past your money grab.
Yeah.
We
Right.
do.
we
And
see
you're-
past all of it.
Yeah.
And you're right. And fucking, can you please get rid of the freaking reservation system on the stupid magic keys that I pay too much money
Oh,
for?
I've been
Yeah,
praying
for
for that
real.
since
I
day
canceled
one.
it.
I
I'm
mean-
done.
Yeah.
But like, why do they
I
even
live
still
4
have
miles
that?
from you.
COVID's
Look,
not even. I mean,
look.
COVID's a thing.
They're
But I'm just saying, like, why do they still have that?
It's terrible. When
It's
I
another reason.
when I would work there, they didn't even have it when I worked there. And we used to get 16 sign-ins per year. So we could go to the park 16 times within the year, and we get to bring 3 people with us. Like anytime we went into the park, there was never a reservation system. There was never any like fast passes were still a thing. You go and you get your
Mhm.
fast
Those are
pass.
the
Yep.
days.
The good old days. Now it's so complicated, and then the whole time you're there, you're on your phone
Yeah.
because you have to like either online order or you got to reserve this or find out this. It's like not
Yeah.
the same experience.
I also think that they don't want locals to go there.
They don't.
They just want like
Tourists.
tourists.
Yeah.
So like they make it really hard for locals to go there.
yes.
I mean, downtown Disney parking is like $50 for 15 minutes.
it's ridiculous.
You know, like every 15 minutes, it's like something outrageous. It's like
It's
what?
it's not fun anymore.
Like I can't
basically.
even
not
go
fun
and
No.
park downtown Disney. Back in the day, park downtown downtown Disney, get a drink, get an appetizer, go in the park for like 2 hours, come back.
See, that's what we
Yes.
would do.
You know?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't blame obviously the traffic, the higher traffic thing. We can't control that, but Disney for sure can start doing some Disney shit again and being
Mhm.
like
Yes.
magical.
Magical.
And
No, it's all
not-
about money, seems like.
It
and
is.
not fucking milking every penny out of everybody. Eggs are fucking expensive, Disney.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, people want to go. We want to take our families there. We want to create those memories and
Want
experiences.
to have fun? Why are
Yeah.
you making it so difficult?
Why are
Yeah.
you making it so difficult?
Why does it take 30 minutes to get from the parking lot to the park?
Yeah. Oh my
Why?
God.
Why do we have to do all this? It's so
Also, we didn't ask for all these live actions. We would have been very
I
happy
would have been happy
with the
new
Pix-
movies.
or like give it to Pixar. All right, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Give me an updated version of the animation. Just yes,
Yeah.
we didn't want
Agree.
this. We didn't want this.
I didn't ask for this, Disney.
Yeah.
And here
Did
we
not
are.
ask for this.
Mhm.
We really need original animated movies, but we're not even
Original-
getting that.
No.
We're not
We're
even getting that.
because
Okay, so another
It's sequels and
It's
sequels and
sequels.
sequels and
Yes.
live actions. It's like, okay.
they can do
Yeah.
something original.
Original.
Yeah.
Original would be
And then when
good.
they did do that and they were amazing, like Luca and
Yeah.
Kanto, and now they're saying that
Strange
those
World.
movies and Strange World, they're saying that those movies were like not good and that they're like
What?
pulling out. They're not going to make movies like that anymore. And it's like, but those were the best movies you've done in a while, like a long time. And
I
Kanto
ha-
was fucking amazing.
and Kanto was my favorite, but Luca
And Luca?
I
It
couldn't.
was so
I
good.
couldn't.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I just couldn't. I watched it. At first,
Oh,
I thought it
no?
was so long, and then I was like, I
How
don't
long
know
is
what
it?
it was. It's long,
I
or
loved
it
it.
feels long.
It feels long.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
but
love Luca.
Really?
Yes, I loved it. But I mean, whatever. Everyone
Did it
has their
have
own
music
thing.
in it.
No, like they don't sing,
Okay.
there was like some old, there was a bunch of old Italian
but the
music in
story's
it.
good.
Okay.
There's a bunch of really old Italian music in it. 'cause
Yeah.
it takes
Yes.
place
Yeah.
in-
Yes.
I
loved
did
it.
love
I thought
it.
it was beautiful.
It was cute. And that was another one where people were
And
like,
gay.
Oh, I don't know
Yes.
if it was. It just seemed like
Noticed that.
I don't. And that was the
I'm
argument.
kidding.
I know you are. I know you are. But people on the internet did make that argument. They're like,
no,
oh, this
because
is.
they had crushes on each other or whatever.
But I
Who
don't think it
cares?
just seemed like a very innocent thing of two little boys being
Yeah.
like becoming friends as a kid, and it was
Friends.
super
Right.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
But apparently
And also, who cares?
Disney's
Mm-hmm.
pulling back on a lot of that Disney Plus stuff because they're like, we can't be giving you stuff at a subscription rate. You
They
gotta
don't
pay."
even release movies when they're out, like to rent or buy.
No,
Right.
they don't.
They wait like 5 months after that, and then
Mhm.
they put it on Disney Plus, and it's like, wait, what? Why
Yeah.
am I paying for this?
Andrea is
insane.
waiting for Stitch to come out. on
I am
Disney-
not.
on Disney Plus.
No,
you're saying
yeah.
you're not-
I'll wait for it to come out on
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
Plus.
yeah.
100%.
Look, Disney, we'll bring the
It's
magic
gonna be
back
like
in your
3
theme
years
parks.
from now.
The four
Yeah.
of us, just $5,000 a pop. We'll take care of all.
We'll take care of it.
I'll make
Take
you a
care of
new movie.
everything.
Yeah,
We'll get it done.
that's the name of the episode. We'll do anything for $5,000 a pop.
Dude,
Whoa.
It just fix a lot of pay a lot of bills. That buys a lot of eggs.
Hey,
hey,
that buys like
hey,
4
that's,
bananas.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, there's people in the chat are like, yeah, nostalgia is also today's moneymaker.
Ooh,
And I 100%
totally.
It
agree.
is.
It is.
Totally.
Nostalgia's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm. But
Be-
they don't get it right.
Yeah, that's
But
the
they-
They
problem.
never do.
They don't get it right.
But I like the kind of nostalgia where theaters bring back old things.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Like they just did a rescreening of the Neverending Story at one of the theaters.
Oh.
And I would have.
Turn around.
Yes.
Tell
See-
me what you see.
Stop it.
oh my god, I love
But
that
yeah,
movie.
that's awesome. Like do
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make live action.
Make
Yeah.
believe I'm.
But I do think I do
I cut that
God.
perfectly.
Sorry.
get into it. Go for it. No, I do think that there are some good live action
Yes.
Disney movies
Yeah.
though.
All right, let's get into it. All right.
Same.
Well, I don't like Rotten Tomatoes. Ty's a letterbox guy.
Yeah.
But this is where like
Okay.
if we're going to talk about this, let's see what the internet is saying about it. And there's no.
Wait, let's do our own first and see what's up.
Okay, you're
Oh,
gonna
not
go
ready.
into. Okay, so everybody's.
I'm ready.
Everybody was tasked with the top 5. Here's what I'm gonna
I'm
say though.
ready-ish.
Everyone in the
You guys
chat
go
do the
first.
same.
Rotten Tomatoes lists is wrong because
For sure.
Mm.
they added things so like Cruella doesn't count. I'm
No.
sorry. as much as I liked Christopher Robin, doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Okay.
I'm not gonna count things like
Peter and Wendy doesn't count.
Okay, yeah, no,
It
that doesn't count.
kind
It does
of
not.
does.
It does not.
I will not. I will say
That's
Maleficent.
not a live action of
It's
Peter
not
Pan.
of an
That's
original.
like a
Is
retelling.
that a Disney movie though?
It's a Disney movie. Yeah, I
like
think
Disney
it is.
produced that?
Peter Pan and Wendy? Yes.
Is
Yeah.
that, did they? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, they
it
did.
did.
It was a Disney. Oh my god, it was fucking awful.
That
Oh,
one
I
no.
remember.
sucks
Okay, I'm sorry.
bad.
Hold on. It
We're
does
talking
count.
about the Jeremy Sumter one?
Oh,
No, I would
That's not
say
Disney.
Maleficent doesn't count because Maleficent or the
That's
Villain's
not-
Origins. That's not a Disney. So
No.
this is a Disney animated classic that has been converted or translated into the live action format. So the
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland sequel doesn't count.
Mhm.
101 Dalmatians counts. 102 Dalmatians doesn't.
Doesn't.
Actually, I think there was a lot of animated.
There
version.
was, but
but
I don't think it's the same. Like
Alice
the
in
movie doesn't.
Wonderland counts. Alice Through the Looking Glass
doesn't.
doesn't.
Okay.
Right. So that's what we'll keep it to.
All right.
And I asked everybody to put together a top 5 of their live action Disney movies. Dre, we're starting with you. Hit it.
Okay, so my
The
top.
only Disney princess in the studio right now. Oh, I got to fix your camera too.
So,
Hey, I
Olivia,
auditioned and they said I could be an ugly stepsister.
No.
That's
I
funny,
hate
bro.
that.
I hope your camera. We've been experimenting with cameras here. Part of the charm here at the Deep Roosters Nerdcast. Like I said, we don't troubleshoot all of our stuff. Tell me when it's back on, Ty, and then we'll get Drea's out of the way.
Okay, it's back on.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, back.
Okay, so these are my top 5. These are my favorite Disney live actions. Number 1 is Jungle Book.
Okay.
Okay.
for
That
sure.
one was that was amazing. Number 2, I'd have to go with.
You and Rotten Tomatoes are on that, by the way. That's what they also ranked. as
Oh,
well.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's number
So-
one.
Jungle
on
Book
Rotten.
is like I could watch that over and over again. That one was a good one. The Lion King, I
Okay.
think was very underrated, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I really liked The Little Mermaid. I
Okay.
thought that was great. They stayed, true to the story. I love Halle Bailey as Ariel. She was amazing. And then I liked Pinocchio. But I
Yeah.
had to watch it twice to like appreciate it.
Maybe I gotta watch it.
Try watching it again.
I'll tell you, Tom
looked at me.
Hanks' Italian
Maybe I gotta watch it.
accent is
Okay,
It's so god
dreadful.
awful.
It is. It reminds me of Jared Leto in House of Gucci, where he's like, "It is a me, Paul." He sounds like
It's
Super Mario.
so bad.
Okay. Yes,
What?
the accent is a little. Yes, I
Yes.
will agree. The
Okay.
accent is a little obnoxious.
Thank
but
you.
I will agree with that. But Pinocchio is just so like, and the what do they call it? Cinematography is very it's very attractive.
It
It's
is.
very
Okay.
eye catching. I appreciated that a lot.
Yeah.
And Pinocchio was so endearing and cute and so innocent. And I just
And you said the Blue Fairy is
Cynthia
Cynthia
Erivo was the
Erivo.
Blue
yeah,
Fairy.
which is now of Wicked fame.
Yes.
right?
Alphaba.
Yes,
Elphaba.
Alphaba, stunning. She was stunning. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it. I would watch that again with my son. And then I just watched Cinderella.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was
Which-
an earlier one.
I
It was
had
like one of the first.
Yeah.
yes, I had to watch again. Like I had gotten to this middle of it and I was like, wait, let me just watch it because I was annoyed when I first watched it. I was like, oh God, I wouldn't. This is so bad. And then I watched it again, and then I was like, okay, like I get it. Like the actress is very endearing. She's beautiful. She plays a really good Snow White. And they did stay true to the story. Her dress annoyed me.
Cinderella?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like the dresses,
Uh-huh.
that's like important.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I mean that's like
They're-
the whole
they're-
Yeah.
thing.
It's like
They're-
there's
No, that
one
was-
thing.
Yes, they're statement pieces.
I never watched it. Were the mice in it?
The mice were
Gus
in
Gus?
it. Yes, the mice were really cute.
Okay.
Bye. It was
Bye.
nice meeting you.
Uncle
mi-
Buck's rolling out, by the way.
The mice were really cute, but it was the dress that kind of why it's on my bottom list.
Because the dress wasn't. Yeah, it's
it
hard.
didn't remind me of the that's what you look for. Even in the Little Mermaid, she had the purple,
Mhm.
little
Yeah.
bralette and the green tail.
Accuracy.
And
Mhm.
you
What
know,
you're looking for.
even though she had dreads, she had like the
Yeah.
reddish hair.
Mhm.
So when I don't see that, I get distracted and then I get annoyed. And I was like, oh my god, now I
Yeah.
hate the movie.
Yeah. Now you just made the bottom.
Yeah,
list.
well,
Yeah,
because-
now you're at
and-
the bottom.
And this is an online discussion of like wanting the accuracy of what you love kind of translated into a live action version. of, like,
Yes,
of
or
this-
just don't make it then. If it's not gonna if
Mhm.
it's not gonna translate it, then just don't make it because you're just gonna annoy me, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna want to watch it.
Yeah, truly.
So
Well, I have a lot. That's a solid top 5. Diddy, what are your top 5 really quick? Well, then we'll all give our top 5s and
Okay.
then discuss.
So, so my first one's gonna be a little controversial, but this is the one I rewatch all the time. I thought it was great. People didn't like it. Whatever.
I know what it is.
Beauty and the Beast.
why are you
I
pissed
loved
everybody
it.
off right here?
I
man?
loved.
you like
I
the
loved
live
it.
action.
I
Oh
loved
yeah.
it.
Oh, this
Okay.
it's gonna get spicy. in
Oh,
here.
wow. I thought it was really good. I like the new songs that they added, but they kept
The
all of the original
Meatloaf
songs.
esque. I know she'll never leave me.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Dan Stevens is great.
Okay.
I like how when he turns into Adam, she's like, "What do you think about getting a beard?"
He lost all
Oh
of the
my
veins. Yeah,
God.
yeah. That was the tragedy in the original Beauty and the Beast. They're like, yo, this dude was like jacked and tan, and then now he's like skinny,
scrawny.
white dude.
Yeah.
Scrawny little white guy.
Yeah.
She's like, turn back.
Yeah.
She's like,
all right. Okay.
So I like that joke. I thought the costume was really good. I loved it. I watch it all the time.
Okay, but what
that's
did
like-
you think about the CGI of the Beast? Because I have to be honest, I hated it.
I mean, I didn't hate it. Obviously, it's like my number one, but it could have been better.
Okay.
But
So
I
okay.
also,
Could have been more like the cartoon.
yeah,
Or
They could have
just
Sonic the Hedgehog that shit.
just
yeah.
more realistic at least. Because
Yeah.
even when he would sing and stuff, I was always like, okay, I can't
No,
watch.
well, that's the
Yeah.
tough part with
Well,
that
I
movie.
think that's why they don't show him singing ever. It's always like off camera.
the
Yeah.
problem with it is that it teeters on the line of bestiality.
Listen,
Oh.
I'm not, we're talking
Never
about
thought of
original
that.
Disney
I'm
movies.
just saying, even the original Disney movie, you have to give them more human elements because if not, then
Beauty and the Beast.
they're-
Again,
I'm
once
sorry.
again,
I'm sorry.
I come on this podcast and you call me a
I'm sorry.
bestiality. You
I'm sorry,
accuse
Diddy.
me of
Interspecies erotica.
Dude, it's your fault for bringing up Roger Rabbit.
I
Look,
never.
And the fox from Robin Hood.
Like, who didn't crush on M?
Wait,
Alright.
okay, let me ask you one more thing about Beauty
Okay.
and the Beast, okay?
I'll tell you anything.
Diddy's here.
The dress. Okay, the dress.
Oh no, I didn't like the dress.
Thank you.
No. The dress
Thank
was not
you.
good. I like the movie like altogether, but her classic like
Yes.
yellow gown, it didn't hit at all.
I was like cursing at the TV. I was like, what the? Like,
Yeah,
are you
no.
kidding me? They couldn't even do it big with her dress?
Yeah, no, her dress was not good. I liked the music. I thought they did a really good job on all the songs and like
Okay.
the new songs. I liked the stuff that they added about like Belle's mom dying in Paris
Yes.
and stuff like
Okay,
that.
that
I
was
don't know.
okay.
I liked it. It was my number one of like the live actions, just because I like what they did like new with it, but they also kept like original to the,
Yeah.
Also, Little Mermaid is my number 2. I loved Little Mermaid. It was
Mhm.
so good.
So
I
good.
did not like Ursula. I think they could have done way better.
I agree.
Oh,
you're
you
gonna-
did say
I said
that.
that. I said you could have made a way more daring choice, but
Well, you're
Melissa
gonna take
McCarthy
a
was super
character.
safe.
You're gonna take a character that's literally based off a drag queen,
yeah, who
and
did
you're
I
not
say?
gonna go crazy with the makeup.
I
and you're
said
not go
Laverne
crazy.
Cox.
No.
I said-
I
Yeah.
mean, Laverne Cox was not around when that movie.
The Little Mermaid?
Yeah, she was.
I mean, she was.
Laverne
well,
Cox was in
oh.
Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I thought you meant like who she's based off of.
No, who did I say? I said Laverne Cox.
To
I
play
said the
her.
guy who plays Titus Sinclair.
See, he would have been good.
I-
He would have been good.
Viola Davis.
I mean, I wouldn't
or
even
Lady
mind.
Gaga.
Yeah,
Lady
Oh.
Gaga. I like what
she's
they.
not thick enough.
I like them
See,
choosing
Neither is
her.
Laverne Cox. She's not
They
thick enough.
CGI'd the shit out of the entire movie. Why couldn't they have CGI'd Lady
I
Gaga
guess.
into Ursula?
Because
Yeah.
it might have been too much.
No.
You don't think?
Yeah.
No, that would've been
I
great.
liked when I first.
I
saw
just
that
didn't think
she
the makeup was good. The makeup for me, like they could have cast her. It's fine. But Unfortunate Souls is one of the best songs, like
It is
Disney villain songs,
It is.
top
Yeah.
5 for sure.
Yeah, easily.
And I definitely thought, I was like, when I watched that scene, I was like, oh, they did not do this good. And I didn't really care for Melissa McCarthy's like portrayal, right?
I didn't like her at first. I mean, when I saw that she was cast, I was like, oh, why would they do that? But
Yeah.
then when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, damn. She,
I can get into it. Like she
killed
did
it.
good. I just didn't like the makeup. I didn't like
Okay.
the makeup.
No,
They could have gone way out. Go over the top with it. Why are you being so like you know,
Conservative.
muted and conservative with it.
Mhm.
But I did like the new song that they added too,
Mhm.
and Haley
Halle
Haley
Bailey.
Berry.
Haley
Ha-
Bailey.
Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey.
That is confusing.
Tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister.
Mhm.
I thought she did amazing. I loved her. Jungle Book is definitely third. Or you know, these three I feel like interchangeable. Those
Mhm.
are the three best ones though. And then I did like The Lion King. I think it's like a little underrated.
It is.
And I don't have a fifth. I think those are the only good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel very similar. Ty, do you have a top 5?
This has been stressing me out. This
Oh no.
Ty, give it to me.
all the homework.
Did you see them all?
That's the thing. So I did see Little Mermaid in theaters with my niece. Love that. This is no particular order, by the way. I'm just gonna list movies. I don't have like a top 5 favorite. I did love Jungle Book. I will say that is probably number 2.
Mhm.
I think for nostalgia reason, I think 101 Dalmatians is my
Okay.
number 1.
Yeah, dude. Glenn
I
Close
might
is
flip
Cruella
on
de
that.
Vil.
Yeah.
I need to watch that one.
Emma
Oh,
Watson,
good.
get
Still
out
haven't
of
seen it.
here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say Glenn
yeah.
Close is Cruella.
Dude.
Oh,
I think
wow.
I haven't
Brilliant.
thought
I need to
about
watch it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you forgot about
I
that
forgot
movie.
about
huh?
it because it was like, oh, Aladdin too. I did like
No,
Aladdin.
too late. You
No,
already
no,
passed
No,
it.
Aladdin's my number 5.
I'll talk
Aladdin's,
to Aladdin.
Aladdin's my number 5.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
so that okay.
Guy Ritchie. Come on. All right. Go,
Guy
Ty.
Ritchie.
Who wasn't the director for this. I also love, I've noticed this in the entire time. Is it RoboCop 2 playing behind us, by the way?
Yeah, because that was for the comic.
We're okay.
Once we get to the comic.
Sorry. All right. Go ahead.
If we
Go.
do.
If we get to the comic.
Yeah.
What did
Sorry,
I
I
say?
derailed
Your
you.
top, your
Derailed-
top 5.
top five,
Sorry,
what did
we
I-
interrupted.
No, you're totally fine.
101
Well,
Dalmatians.
RoboCop 1,
RoboCop
2.
1, RoboCop 2.
Oh, Disney movies.
Disney movie, sorry.
You want me to just jump in?
No,
I have-
101 Dalmatians
You
where you
said-
left
yeah,
off.
there
Yeah.
you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
I think
I'm sorry.
101 Dalmatians. I'll do Jungle Book because I feel like that was like the first one I saw.
Okay, so there was 2
Mhm.
Jungle Books that apparently Rotten Tomatoes has because there was the Jungle Book starring Jason Scott Lee and
Yes.
Carrie Owens and like that
It
was
was
like
the Rudyard Kipling one.
It was
but
like-
it
Oh.
wasn't
That's
based off
not-
the book. It was based
It
off.
was with the grown Mowgli.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
I remember that one.
yeah,
All right, was that Disney?
Monkey City. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if it was Disney.
Oh yeah, that did come out.
It just
in
said
the 90s.
Rudyard Kipling's Jungle
Yeah.
Book. Is that the same guy who played Liu Kang? Am I wrong? No, it's not. Never mind. It's a whole
Oh,
different
man,
actor.
That'd be
Yeah,
insane.
that one's old.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that one might have
remember.
been the first. Besides,
Yeah, that was the first one.
OG.
Mhm.
It was. All right. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead. So you're talking
Ahead
about
of
the John
its
Favreau
time.
one.
God,
Yeah.
sorry, Ty.
John
Yeah.
Favreau. Yes.
No, you're good.
Mhm.
This is the
Uh,
gag now. Apparently, is that we just interrupt ties.
I
Especially if it's
know.
Star
Let's
Wars.
derail him.
Sorry, Ty.
No, you're totally fine. It's these two that are the problem.
Yeah.
This is a weekly thing.
Sorry, this is.
TJ would interrupt
excited.
me.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Yes,
all
you
right.
would.
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp, I guess, because again, nostalgia.
The Lady in
Okay.
the Tramp.
Was that good? Did you really
didn't
like
see it.
that?
Okay, I didn't like
see it either.
love it.
I
Did
know.
this? Did they have? I didn't. You know what? I didn't see it. But was the he's a tramp? And I love him. Was that song in there?
Because that's the best song.
Because if it wasn't, I don't want to fucking see it.
I-
I,
Because
I
that's
want
the
no
best
part
song.
of
Been a
it.
minute.
Pablo,
since
your
I've seen-
impressions are like they're
But
so good.
Is the don't
Don't agree,
don't
Should I do it
don't.
again?
There
He's a
go.
tramp. All right.
He has to do the dance. So you can't just sing.
the whole
Yeah. There's a-
That actually was really good, and I'll
Yeah.
gas you up
The
for that.
dog.
Do that one again.
All right. No, we have a compilation of me making animal sounds on the show, but
Oh, okay.
I'll go there. No, all right.
Was the Siamese song in there? Because
I don't know
Oh,
if that would-
God.
I don't know.
That was that one in there?
I don't remember now. It's been a minute. I'm reading a list right now.
okay, I'm sorry.
I'm
Those
like scrolling through
Siamese
the list, I'm
cats
like,
were
yeah, that one.
assholes. All right, go ahead.
101 Dalmatians. You know what? I'll say this because no one else has said it. I didn't love it, but I like Dumbo.
Oh, you
Okay.
do?
No,
Okay,
not-
I'm gonna
gonna
watch
tell
it.
you. I love Dumbo. We'll get into it.
We'll
It's
get
Tim
into
Burton.
it.
Okay.
Tim Burton.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
I
That
didn't
was
watch
good.
it.
I've heard,
It's-
but like things like people say like they hated it. Like
No,
it was-
because it's not Dumbo. It's not about Dumbo. It's
Dumbo.
about
Well, they had to
It's
take
a
out the
family.
racist crows.
yeah.
And that was like half the movie.
I don't think that would have flown. Yeah, that was like
literally half the movie.
3/4 of the film is those crows. Yeah.
I see an elephant.
Those guys,
Oh
exact-
my God, those crows
Fucking
were so
literally the
racist.
Jim
They were so-
Crow.
they
They
were
were literally
called
Jim
Jim
Yeah.
Crows.
Oh my
Yeah, they're
God.
extremely racist crows. They're
Disney, dude.
Oh my
It's
God,
crazy.
Yeah.
Jim Crows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
solid.
what
Wow.
and they didn't have the like drunk hallucination scene.
Yeah, that's the other thing is
Oh.
there's
Yeah.
a baby that gets
Because they're like,
drunk.
oh, no alcohol.
No, they
Well,
gotta keep. You gotta keep in something.
That's what I'm saying. I
like, yeah, you gotta
There's
keep something.
it's a psychedelic kind of weird
Fever,
film.
yeah,
though.
Mhm,
psychedelic
it
fever
is.
dream.
And then what's the
That
other one?
like the
Elephants on
Heffalumps.
Parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's upright. That's right.
Yes. That was trippy.
Look at this.
Are you gonna say Pinocchio? I can't believe you said Lady and the Tramp. Cinderella as well. What's the fifth one?
Yeah.
What,
you
Give
wasn't
it
that
to me.
5? Can I
I
not
don't know.
know?
I heard you say
I
Dumbo.
said 101 Dalmatians.
said, yeah, Lady and the Tramp,
Lady and the
Little Mermaid, Jungle Book, and now you're saying Dumbo.
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
that's
that's
fine.
five.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
of course, I got you.
Fuck. I was
I
just
know-
trying to delay
I know
this so it
these two
didn't get to
don't.
me. I will say Jungle Book's my number one.
You're just saying that because Rotten Tomatoes. said it.
No, I agree with that. I think my problem, my beef with the Lion King was let me give you my number 5, and I'll tell you
Okay,
my
okay,
beef
okay.
with y'all's. Why y'all are wrong and I'm right.
Oh,
Here we
no.
go.
I will say the Jungle Book. I will say Dumbo.
Okay.
101 Dalmatians for sure is
Boom.
on there. I don't think Guy Ritchie was the guy for the job in Aladdin, but I did like Aladdin for other reasons. Maybe it's 'cause I just love the original Aladdin.
Mm.
when I said Aladdin, you said he wasn't the director.
And I will say Guy Ritchie was the director.
I
for that.
said Guy Ritchie, and you went, he wasn't the director.
he wasn't the director
I get
that
it
was
now.
proper for that role.
I get it.
And I do like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
What did I just say 5? So Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians, Beauty and the Beast. I'm not in no particular order. Aladdin and Dumbo. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Solid.
Mhm.
okay, so here's why y'all are wrong. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
About what?
I will. No, actually, you know what? I did like the live action Lion King. The problem with it is it was too live action, and none of the characters had the ability to emote. And you have Donald
Yes.
Glover
For real.
and Beyonce
Yeah.
and friggin' John, like the friggin' guy who plays Zazu. I can't remember his name.
Mhm.
Oh, John Oliver.
Oliver.
John Oliver.
Yeah. Billy
you have Seth
Eichner.
Roger. Billy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Seth
Billy Eichner.
Rogen.
Mhm.
You have so many talented people in this movie, and
And they were
none-
just reading lines.
But not just that. They're just you can tell that they're almost just reading lines. So it seems like a cash grab. Once more, it seems a little disingenuous.
You're right.
And then what was cool about the Lion King is like the animation. They were all very emotive, right? Like all of their faces had a humanistic element to them.
Mhm.
And that did not translate through the CG that they did. And it's funny, Jon Favreau directed The Lion King. He also directed Jungle Book. So they're like, oh, you did Jungle Book and it was great. The reason why Jungle Book is great is because all of those animals that can't emote have that super talented little boy in that movie to play off of.
Man.
So he brings an emotional element into it. And I don't
That kid
think
did so good.
He was
Okay,
so
so
good.
in Mufasa, they do emote more,
yes.
but I didn't like that.
I like that.
I like that they don't that's like real animals, and the only thing is like their mouths are moving, like it looks like
Yeah.
real animals. So we're like opposite. Like
But-
you didn't like that they couldn't, and I liked that,
that they
couldn't.
were like real
and
animals.
then in Mufasa, it kind of bugged me, like when I would see like one of the lions, like dude, like you did that would
They
freak
kept- I like
like,
that.
you would be doing
I
that.
didn't like you didn't like the
like
weird-
it freaked me out a little bit. I was like, ugh, like I like
yeah.
them not
It's like
having
an uncanny valley with
yeah,
that kind of
yes,
animation.
and I'm
too.
just
It's
like
kinda
they're not supposed to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like
Maybe.
more real because in
Yeah.
the Jungle Book they didn't do that either.
No, they
But
didn't.
it was almost like you could tell. Like I think Idris Elba's Shere Khan. You could tell when he was upset because you could just see it,
But-
like in a real
also,
lion
Also, look, the
or a
thing
real
is,
tiger.
Jon Favreau is a super talented director, so he can. I don't know where the disconnect was with The Lion King, but you can tell that all those actors that he cast in there it seemed more like a work of art. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, it didn't seem like, oh, I'm just trying to remake a Disney classic.
Minus Beyonce.
So, I mean, look, I don't hate the casting choice.
I mean, to be fair, she's never acted. Really, right?
He was
Not a voice
Austin
actor.
Powers.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true, but she's
She's
not
Foxy
like
Cleopatra.
Foxy Cleopatra. But a voice actor,
But a
I
voice
couldn't
actor?
concentrate with her
No,
voice
I was
there.
like,
Yeah,
I couldn't. I was just like, oh god.
that's fair.
Why is
that,
she? Yeah,
yeah.
the
I
agree.
voice.
Yeah, so like, but yeah, Jungle Book was great. Lion King disconnected with me a little bit.
I get that.
Dumbo, Colin Farrell, easily, like, let me tell you, Colin Farrell, like, I mean, with Penguin, that dude's can we just recognize at this
Dude,
point
he
He's a
is.
good
that
actor.
Colin Farrell kills
He
it?
is fine.
And
He is
let me tell
Schwinn.
you,
He is fine.
He's a babe.
he's a babe
He's so
with his
handsome.
little Irish accent. And I revisited the Ben Affleck Daredevil not too long ago.
Oh God.
And I liked his version of Bullseye, okay? Fuck you, internet. I liked that version of
Oh,
Bullseye.
tell him. Tell
Okay?
him. Let him know.
Let him know.
It was fine. Oh, shit, my mom's in the chat. Sorry. man.
Oh, no. Hi, Lena.
Are you proud of
Oh,
Pablo?
no.
Arguing about Disney movies.
Damn it. Damn.
Interrupting
Mom.
me.
No, yeah, whatever. Anyways,
My mom has also been
I
in the
like
chat.
Colin Farrell he's fantastic. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
But Dumbo was about the family.
Yeah.
It was a super endearing story. Michael Keaton,
Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito,
Michael
Colin
Keaton's in it?
Farrell. Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
and the movie is about almost like the liberation of animals that are
hmm
incarcerated in these
In circus.
circuses.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
That's
very
cool, I
almost
like it.
anti-circus about like somebody trying to exploit. Dang, this is an ongoing thing. Somebody trying to exploit a cute little elephant that they figure out can fly, and because fantastic thing where this family is trying to reconnect him with his mother, so it still leaves that.
Yeah.
And then
That longing.
it's a family that lost the mother in the family, so hit some great emotional arcs, and probably let me tell you, Tim Burton's most because Tim Burton's been making some real stinkers lately. Sorry, Tim.
Hey,
You have.
I agree.
But he's like fucking like
It's been a
Beetlejuice-
minute
Yeah, it's
for
been a
him.
minute since he's done something good. And it's funny that Rotten Tomatoes there's a 47% audience score, 46. I will ask you everyone to revisit this movie because it is fantastic. And it does have
Okay.
weird psychedelic elements to it, and it is a super sweet, endearing story. This is why I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll watch it. I'll
It's-
go home. I will watch it.
It's a beautiful film.
Okay.
Cinematography is amazing.
It's
Is it?
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay. What about like the CGI though? Because
fine.
I'm
It's fine.
sensitive. But is it as bad as the Beast?
No.
No, because
Beauty.
like, even like the textures on the elephant, I
Uh-huh.
will say I was like, wow, that's really good. And then they
Okay.
do like the
Mm.
close up of it, obviously the mom and Dumbo being sad.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
feel it.
Oh.
It's just a
okay.
cute little baby elephant. You can't go wrong with that.
With big
Oh.
ears.
It's like who's the pygmy hippo? Mudang. It's like Mudang.
Oh yeah.
It's got Mudang vibes.
I have not heard from Mudang in a while. Is he okay?
Should we all check? Should we?
Should we-
Tommy Jack?
How is Mudang? No, it's a cute little
Oh
elephant.
my God, he's
Oh,
so.
Do you not know
Is
about
he a
Mudang?
teenager?
Mudang's probably older now.
Just like-
Mudang's old.
He was like
Out
the
of the
biggest
way,
meme.
you.
Yeah.
Oh my
Aw,
God.
you.
Is he
love
still perpetually
him.
wet?
Yeah. Why is he always soaked?
He's so wet all the
Oh my
time. God.
You know what's funny is Aladdin has a 94% audience score and a 57% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I can't watch it.
I did like it.
I can't.
Let me
No.
tell you, I like
have you
Will
not-
Smith's version of the genie.
Yeah.
I've not watched it, but I think it's because like after seeing Will Smith do what he did,
Oh, it's
my
pre-slap,
brain,
post-slap.
my brain automatically was like, I don't even want to see your face. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to. It's that type of thing where
He
I'm just
got
like,
He's
real-
standing up for his wife.
He
y'all.
got
I
real
know.
weird.
It's
What are you
so-
talking about?
Yeah,
it's
a
weird.
turnoff. to
Yeah, he got
me.
real
We'll
weird.
agree
Yeah.
to disagree here.
Well, yeah, we'll agree to. But then I saw the trailer one time, and then what
The
else?
movie is good.
Okay, that's what my neighbor. I was talking to my
Telling you.
neighbor about it, and she said the same. She said the movie was really good
Yeah.
because when I see the trailer and I see all the like colors, to me that comes off as like, okay, this doesn't seem real.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't seem like real life. You know, like even though I can appreciate the vibrancy,
It's not. I agree with you.
but it's not giving like.
Well, the problem, my beef with the whole movie is that it feels like it was shot in a studio. Like even
Okay,
the Prince,
yes.
the Prince Ali number is probably their best number in the film.
Mm,
But it feels like it was shot in a studio.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it looks
that-
very studio.
that's
Yeah,
what
it doesn't
is.
feel wide
Also-
or vast or anything.
Yeah.
It feels very
Guy
contained.
Ritchie did this really weird thing with the opening number of the what's the name of the song? One jump ahead of the lawman.
Mhm.
called One Jump.
Is that what it? I don't know. That's not the name
One
of the
Jump.
song.
It's called One Jump.
Is it
Yeah,
called One Jump?
One Jump.
Ty, can you please double
Tommy
check?
Jack?
Tommy. But
It's called One
he
Jump.
did like this weird speed up thing. I think they missed it on that one. Friend Like Me was okay. I think
Mhm.
aside from Will Smith
One
slapping,
jump ahead.
is that
One
called
jump ahead.
One Jump Ahead?
One
Yeah,
jump ahead.
that they missed it on that one. Also, you want to talk about good villain songs? Let me tell you, Jafar's reprise of Prince Ali is probably hottest freaking diss track.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
It was like it predates Kendrick and Drake. Like it was
What?
like no, hold on.
What are you pulling it up?
Yes.
My God.
Because it is literally like he basically throws Prince Ali's words. Like, I'm gonna read this to you. Prince Ali, yes, it is he, but not as you know him.
No, you gotta sing
Look,
it. Don't read it.
his lips and come to grips with reality. Yes, meet a blast from your past, whose lies were too good to last. Say hello to your precious Prince Ali.
I
and,
like
then, hold on.
that.
And then he goes, so Ali turns out to be merely Aladdin. Just a con, need to go on, take it from me. His personality flaws give more than adequate cause to send him packing on a one-way trip. To the prospects, take a terminal dip. His assets frozen, his venues chosen, to the ends of the earth. Whoopee! So long, ex-Prince Ali. And
Damn.
so let me what the hell? His assets frozen? The venue chosen? It's the ends of the earth. Whoopee?
It's the whoopee.
What the fuck? Like, that is really good. Come on.
I mean, that's really
really
yeah.
good.
Like,
Okay.
he's
I see
throwing
what
it
you're
back.
saying about yeah.
Best, most underrated
Another
villain diss track.
queer
It's
coded
definitely
character.
Yes.
But
Jafar?
I get
Yeah.
why. So
yeah.
that's the other thing. The Jafar casting choice, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
No, he's not gay enough.
But I get, I get why they couldn't put the stereotypical like long goateed, like Middle Eastern man on. I get it.
Right.
But why'd you have to remove the Prince Ali reprise?
Yeah, I was bummed out about that too.
Yeah. Also, like almost how they did like Be Prepared in the Lion King.
I
in the Lion
hated
King
that.
movie.
Oh, you didn't like
They
it?
didn't really
Because
do
they didn't
the song.
do the song.
It was just a
They
little
just did like a
bit.
little bit of it.
But I get it
right.
because it has Nazi undertones to it.
Some crazy.
Of like the hyenas,
Yeah.
like marching,
Literally
yeah.
marching like this.
like Nazis. So
oh my God,
you
that's
could've
so true.
kept
Yeah.
the song, but remove the Nazi propaganda.
Yeah, keep the song.
Disney, $5,000 a person is all it costs.
$5,000 a person. We
I
got it.
forget these things, and then you guys point them out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's
That's what we're gonna do.
true.
Nerd
Yeah.
explain.
Yeah.
Ruining your
Yes.
favorite movies
Yeah.
One
Yes.
movie at a time.
for $5,000 a piece.
Yes. There you go.
No, somebody is asking, I think if we're live or pre-recorded. We are live.
We're live.
We're live right now. Can
Doing
you
it
not
live.
count?
Yeah, can you?
Live
all
and
the
in full
mistakes here.
effect.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know. I like that Aladdin movie. It wasn't perfect, but it's in there. Watch Dumbo. I agree. The dress and the brandy, I feel
Beauty
like
and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast, but
And Cinderella.
why
Mm-hmm.
it's in my top 5. Howard Ashman and Alan Menken's music is just so good, and that's one of the movies where they didn't change the music, and I loved it.
Yeah, they just
It's like-
added a song, but they
They
didn't like.
added a song, but they did their own rendition of the original song, not like tried to make it a completely different.
Yeah, it
different
was like a
song.
reprise.
Mhm.
Like
Yes.
that's what it was. That's all
So,
it was.
and I did think, because that probably has some of their best music.
Yeah, I think
I
they did.
want adventure in the great whites.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you have to tell me, did
Bro.
it bother you the way it bothered me that they were in France?
Oh yes, we talked.
I don't know why. It's just the little things that
I
irritate
mean,
me. They
even
were
in the
in
original,
France,
they
but
don't
no-
speak French.
Like,
no, but
finish
they
your
were in
thought because-
France, but she has an English accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you could have a French
Well,
accent.
I'm glad
you know,
finished
British
that
people, they be
statement.
colonizing.
I know.
Yeah.
True
So-
that.
Oh yes, it's beast. Yeah.
I don't know. That just bothered me. So I always
no,
like,
for sure. I get that.
I was like,
I-
But
but
like,
don't
what are
you
they
know-
gonna do? They're not gonna add a bunch of French people to it.
What's funny
Yeah, I
though
know.
is
True.
all movies that are like
The
European.
most French is gonna be is bonjour.
Yeah.
bonjour. Yeah,
Bonjour.
that's it. That's it.
Maurice
Six
the
eggs.
baguette.
Yeah.
No, every European film where it's like there should be speaking a different language, but then they speak English, always going to sound British. Apparently, that's just a
True.
rule of cinema, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
That's
They're in Germany.
yeah. Oh,
Could have
yeah.
got some German actors, but they just British.
Mm.
Too
but
bad
you
that movie
know,
wasn't
like I
great,
said.
but
Even like there's some characters in Jungle Book
lied.
who
Movie was
have
great.
they have British accents. Some
Well,
characters in Jungle
that's-
Book do.
That's straight up for real.
because where's that
Rudyard-
jungle at?
Rudyard Kipling was
Well, he was a colonizing imperialist. Fuck, just said
Oh yeah.
Rudyard
yeah.
Kipling's.
he wrote those stories about his time.
You know what's funny, Olivia? I feel like I
Oh.
ruined this for you at some point. in
you
your
did
life. Yeah.
because
Well,
I
no,
was
you
like,
guys are ruining it for me.
Yeah.
no,
but that's
literally
okay.
because I was like, well, one of my first memories in life is my dad reading Jungle Book to me,
Okay.
and I had like very fond memories of it. And one time we were at like a party.
We're at PF Chang's. I remember it like it was
We're
yesterday.
at PF
Jesus.
Chang's.
We're at PF Chang's for
A
Aunt
birthday.
Janet's birthday.
Yeah, some birthday.
Yeah.
And we were. I don't know why we were talking about it.
Well, the movie was about to come out,
Oh, and I was like, well,
and we
I
were
hope-
excited about it. Yeah.
I was excited about it, but I was like, well, I hope they do it more like the book and not like I don't know if they're gonna do just like a retelling of the Disney story with like the songs and everything.
Okay.
That's what I was like thinking. That's what I was saying. And then you were like, well, Robert Kipling, fuck that guy. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, what was wrong with
Well,
that
they
guy?
removed the Rudyard Kipling from the title because it used to be Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book,
Mhm.
and then Disney just said The Jungle Book because they said maybe Rudyard
Oh,
Kipling's
yeah.
a little
Okay.
controversial of a character in
Yeah.
history at this
I
point.
don't know that much about him, but
Well,
He
He was
He was-
imperialist, kind of like and the story of basically Mowgli is about like white English colonizers going into India because they enslaved the people of India for years, and about them like taming them, and the animals were a metaphor for imperialistic garbage.
yeah.
There we go.
And I was like,
Oh.
I don't think so.
Ruin the Jungle Book
you
for
were like,
everyone.
you're like, Olivia, think about that book. And I was like,
Oh.
Well, then he also, I think, didn't he also write something that then was based and turned into a story called White Man's Burden?
yeah, White Man's
Yeah.
Burden. And it's like about
Oh.
being like
The burden,
the burden of
teaching
having
everybody else.
teaching everybody everything. And it was like, ruh-roh.
Oh my
Yeah, you told me that
God.
too. And I was like, I didn't know that he was such a bad guy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm glad they removed his name. That is so God.
But I mean, John, I mean, it's obviously,
Just like J.K. Rowling, what they gave us,
yeah, it evolves past
it
them.
evolves past them. And Jungle Book is just a story about animals, I think.
Well, yeah.
That's what I thought
Look,
this whole time.
And we had a discussion on this podcast about how symbols can change to the negative, and then oftentimes I do also believe the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a story I recently found about a church that bought the Proud Boys trademark, and they're like, "Oh, we."
Oh my God. I read that and I giggled.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best.
So yeah, so
Tell me everything.
oh yeah, we can Google it, but symbols can be taken back and evolve to the positive as well.
Yeah.
So I would think that you can take
Sometimes.
something, sometimes, not all the time. You can take some things that maybe, I mean,
Like I think a swastika's out.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm definitely,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would say no.
Yeah.
Kanye, come back.
People
Yeah.
who are trying to like
Oh my God, not Kanye.
good lord.
Come back to us.
We are always on the verge of being canceled on this show.
We got to be greenlit first. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all the Disney stuff. Is anybody any more things y'all want to say about these Disney live actions? We're over them, except we'll take Lilo and Stitch.
I'll watch Lilo.
We'll
and
watch
Stitch.
it.
I think.
I'll-
Well,
I'll wait-
yeah.
I'll wait till it comes out on Disney.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
watch?
yeah.
Are y'all watching Snow White? Anybody going to
No.
theaters?
No.
for Snow White.
No.
Hey,
I
hey.
could wait
Ty,
for
you going to
that.
the theaters for Snow White?
I could wait for that.
Is your mom
on
still in the
Disney
chat?
Plus.
It's mine.
She may be. I don't
Okay,
know.
then I'll respectfully say no. I will not see it.
Look, we need
No
more
cuss words.
Hispanic celebrities here. All right, so I gotta.
Yeah.
I gotta support. Cool.
They need to make a live action Pocahontas.
They will never do that
They
Why?
probably
because they're
will not.
cowards and they're not gonna
Yeah,
make a
they're
good
not-
movie.
Yeah.
They're not
that's
gonna
true.
make a
Hey,
good movie 'cause-
Colin Farrell was in. He played John Smith in one of those live action Pocahontas movies. though.
All right,
Oh,
Disney.
Oh, really?
But Disney didn't do
if
it.
you
Oh, Disney
cast
didn't do
Colin
it.
Farrell as John Smith,
Mhm.
no,
They
and
did do
cast
that.
a real Native American
Yeah.
woman.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of controversy with Pocahontas because the original well, I mean,
She
look,
was 13.
She was
Yeah.
she was
But it's a
13.
story. Like I don't think it was ever. Well, it was a story that they went back and told
It
everybody.
was a story based off of a real person.
Based
though.
off a real person, yeah.
No,
So
I'm
she-
saying it was literally a fabricated story from John Smith's
From
people
yeah.
to be
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this will make
Like
these people
Christopher
seem-
Columbus
Yeah,
being
the
a hero
whole
was
Chris-
invented by the Italians.
Exactly, the whole Christopher Columbus scheme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like literally a
Mhm.
story they made up. But
Yeah.
like the real what actually happened was like it was a 13-year-old little girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad we ended this on a real high note.
Who, when she did go to London.
Lilo and Stitch out in theaters. When is it coming out? August, whatever. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not here to plug Disney unless
right.
they pay.
Unless
us.
they
Yeah.
pay. They got to pay up. They
That's
got the
right.
money.
Yeah,
They got the big bucks.
yeah. But they be
You
firing
said
people.
okay. Oh
What are
yeah,
you
sorry.
complaining about?
Oh, the cat.
He's having a bad dream.
Oh no.
He's literally dead in
Not
my
kitty dream.
Yeah, Olivia's holding the cat. Just hold him up. Hold him up. Let's all
He's
see
just
him.
Having
Ah.
a bad dream.
He's Simba.
Oh my
he's
god.
Today's haul.
I woke him up from a bad dream.
This is
God damn.
today's haul. Okay, so at the end of the day, we went really over because this is a real hot Disney discussion, I feel like. And we have the perfect panelists of Nerds Planers this week to really have this discussion, I think.
Thank you.
I'm talking about the person that was a Disney princess. Hey, let me tell you,
Ugly stepsister.
I take a
No.
picture with the ugly stepsisters every time that they're out.
yeah.
They're
They're-
not
they're
ugly
funny.
At all. And
No, they're not.
hilarious.
And sometimes they will. Well, I don't know if I should say this out loud,
Ooh,
but
ooh,
Say
ooh,
it.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
You gotta say it now.
a little Disney tea. But sometimes what they will do is they will cross utilize performers.
Oh,
So somebody could be Cinderella and then one day be
yeah.
the
Yeah.
evil stepsister. It's all about.
I'm not
makeup
interested in
It's
it.
all about makeup application.
Right.
Yeah.
Make-
No,
Makeup
they just told
application.
me that. I mean, I literally was I was like 19 or something. And I went, and I think it was because I was tall.
It doesn't mean that you're ugly.
Thank you.
Yeah. No.
What the?
No, affirming. You're right. It's because you're tall. Sorry.
Because
You're
they're
not
taller
ugly.
than the
Oh, dude.
princesses.
They can be, but it's like I don't
Like
feel,
you said,
I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen pretty girls like
that wasn't
yourself
really hot
doing-
tea.
Doing what is it? Evil stepsisters and evil stepmom and
Mhm.
witches and all this other stuff. It's all
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
makeup.
All right. So let's
All
wrap.
right.
We'll wrap this baby up. We did read me and Ty went to comic shops today. This is today's haul. We're gonna close it out. This is what I'm talking about. The show's evolved, but we still talk comics because I want you guys to see some of the things that are out there. If you want entry level comic books that you need no prior knowledge or insight to be able to just confidently walk into your local comic shop and enjoy, because there are some great comics that came out this week. So if you're a longtime reader, some cool things came out this week. If you are a first-time reader, some cool things came out this week. We have talked about, and there's an interview on our show. I'm going to get to the stuff that maybe you need a little bit of backstory for. Violator 6 of 6 from Mark and Draco dropped. If you know anything about Spawn, Spawn is a pretty famous character that had an HBO series and just a lot of fame in the late 90s. As of late, Image Comics, I know, say he's a tough crowd, that
He's
guy.
been like
He's a
laying on me
hellion.
for an hour, and now all
I
of a sudden he's
know.
pissed.
He's needy as hell. 6 of 6, a Violator. I know, like, you at least need to know who Spawn is, and you need to know what the Violator is in, reference to Spawn. But if you like a good villain, this is one of the few things that I'll say doesn't need the hero, is a villain origin story as told by the villain. Check out my interview with Mark and Draco. But this has become like, I like Mark. He's a great person. But I was like, Violator, I don't know if this is going to be the book for me. And I read it and I was instantly sucked in. And what's cool is there's 6 issues. They all have a different artist. I hope it gets collected. All the art in this is fantastic. Issue 6 dropped this week. Another thing that you may need some insight for, we did talk about Jim Lee a little bit earlier in this episode. This was like $15 though, Ty and I realized. It's $14.99. But there is a reprint of the Jim Lee, the best-selling comic by plotter artist Jim Lee and script by Chris Claremont, one of the most famous X-Men writers, presents this X-Men Spectacular Red Blue 3D comic. So this is a cool gimmicky thing that you just kind of need to know about the X-Men, and you can revisit 2 of the greatest X-Men creator in X-Men comic book history. They have like a facsimile edition of this, where it's like a real throwback to the 90s. It's the comic in 3D, and it includes 3D glasses in it. It comes like,
Ooh.
I know this is such a 90s gimmick. I'm opening this up because
You already paid for it.
yeah, I paid $15 for this. all right? But it's really cool. Like as you guys can see,
Oh,
oh,
that's
the 3D
cool.
glasses fell out.
Oh, that's
Okay,
cool.
But I can't get the 3D glasses. You can read this comic with the old classic red and blue 3D glasses, and it's 3D. I love 90s gimmicks like that. This is the best. This is the most 90s thing ever. We have another episode where we talk about Jason Aaron's Bug Wars. Fantastic, fantastic book. What did we say? It was like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The book was so popular. Go watch our Bug Wars episode. It was so popular that then they basically said, hey, we sold out of all these on the first day. So let's reprint it in a cool green.
I like the reprint with the
backdrop.
green.
What I don't have for fans of the Wicked franchise, apparently there is a Wicked comic that dropped this week as well, or a graphic novel of Wicked Volume 1. Let me see. I know. So if you want to read the book that the famous now film and Broadway play was based off of, you can find Wicked. Dang, I thought I had this pulled up on the interwebs here. Oh, there it is. So this would be one of those books that you can probably walk into a Barnes & Noble and find, but by Gregory Maguire and Scott Hampton. It says it's available in our Barnes & Noble, so I'm going to probably go visit Barnes & Noble and pick that up and experience the magic of Oz as you've never seen it before with a brand new graphic novel adaptation of Gregory Maguire's masterpiece, Wicked, the inspiration for the Broadway show and major motion picture. The first of a 2-part series featuring gorgeous full-color illustrations by Scott Hampton. I don't have that at all because I didn't go to Barnes & Noble because, you know, life. And then the book that we read today is called Assorted Crisis Event. This is part of our haul. So I'm not terribly familiar with this creative team, but Assorted Crisis Event is from DENIZ Camp of 20th Century Men, The Ultimates, Eric Zadowski from House of L, Eisner Award-winning JORDIE BELLAIRE, and HASSAN Otsame. Dang, I figured out the pronunciation of this. ELHAOU. Present this Assorted Crisis Event. It's an ongoing zig-zagging anthology series about the compromised clicks of a colorful clock. Time is having a crisis. Mingling in the red light district, you can find actual cavemen, medieval knights, and cyborg soldiers on leave from World War IV. Victorian debutantes amble their way into cell phone stores, confused and bewildered. What is a data plan? On their way to work, bleary-eyed commuters get trapped in time loops, assaulted by alternate reality versions of themselves, and try to avoid post-apocalyptic wasteland. Pretty beautiful book. The way that Gil over at Comics TNT sold me on the book, he's like, hey, I'm assuming you're coming in for this book because this is all the hype at a comic shop right now. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I am because yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
And he said it's like if Crisis on Infinite Earths happened in the real world, which is a multi-dimensional bleeding or crossover of time and space, different versions of yourself happened within a reality versus in the world of like a Batman or a Superman or anybody of that nature.
Right.
This was I guess kind of there was another one called Prodigal Son that we were kind of back and forth
Yeah.
with this book. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. And Dark Pyramid too. That was, I think Dark Pyramid was Mad Cave, I believe. That was kind of cool. It was a mountain hiker that gets stranded on the top of the mountain. His girlfriend has has to go rescue him, but it's like a magical mountain, and there's like other like obstacles that are going to be in the way. I think that honestly was going to be my second choice if we had not picked up this comic. But I noticed I don't think TNT had the Dark Pyramid.
No, Mad Cave Studio is a much smaller press,
Right.
And not to devalue or put this book down,
This book was
but
great.
this book was it was a very happy accident that we kind of came across, and I'm gonna pull up a video here on the stream here in 1 second. But yeah, they're both really great. This is just the book that we could find.
Yeah.
Because comic shops are all small businesses, and for the most part, they'll order based on what they think their customer base is going to end up buying
Right.
and selling out of, because every comic shop, and this is why we encourage you walking into a comic shop, is usually like family owned or sole proprietor owned. Actually, shout out to Joe of the Comic Den that just opened up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I have to find them really quick. But yes, tell me a little bit about the book. Or actually, yeah. Actually, Ty, tell me a little bit about the book.
Yeah.
Or tell me on why we should read
Yeah.
Assorted Crisis event.
So it's kind of cool too, like you kind of mentioned it. It's an anthology series. So I'm assuming, and not to spoil this, I'm assuming the next issue is going to focus on another characters, meaning you don't need to read this issue to understand the next one. Kind of like Twilight Zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's kind of cool about this book, it follows a young commuter, and they are just down on their luck. They are affected by this time phenomena that is going on in this world. And outside of her apartment, there is a film set, but because there's so many like different creatures and things in the world now, they're using them in their movies. So it's like almost like a normal thing. But then I don't know what they call it in the book, but there's like that disease where like you can get stuck in time.
Mm-hmm.
And they show this older woman, asking for help, and there's like police tape around her husband, and he's like frozen in time, picking his nose, which is funny. But she's saying like I don't know what to do. Like he's gonna get cold, he's gonna die, and they're like, nope, he's stuck. The rain's just gonna phase right through him.
So this all sounds very science fiction-y, but I feel like the relatability of
It was
this
pretty
book,
grounded, I thought too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The relatability of this book for me, as somebody who is an essential, quote unquote, essential worker during the
that's
pandemic,
right.
feeling like, hey, is the world ending, and do I still have to go to work every day?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And this is literally what's happening in this book. It almost feels like a cataclysmic world-ending event, and this character is still kind of having to do the mundaneness of
mundane
their
things.
everyday life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the relatable aspect, I would say, of like amidst the end of the world. And even like I guess Shaun of the Dead kind of did this,
Yeah.
right? Like it was
Love that movie.
it's
So
so good, right?
It's so good.
But it's about like, hey, like literally world-ending event, and we've all shared this experience or this trauma of this global pandemic,
Yeah.
right?
Just
and
having to go to work.
it's like, oh shit, I still have to report to work and help
Mhm.
customers do these like trivial tasks that you shouldn't be worried about this
right.
in the time where we were all potentially exposed to a life-threatening disease.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know about all the science behind it now. I'm not a scientist, people, all right? But I just know that feeling.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's kind of a little bit about what this book taps into. A way more ridiculous concept of like dementias clashing into each other. But then yeah, there's also like an exploitation element to it
Yeah.
of like filmmaking behind
Yeah.
Right.
the insanity. I don't know, Olivia, why would you recommend this comic to somebody?
I really liked it. It's very chaotic. And it's also like, you know how sometimes I'm like, "Ugh, I don't want to watch the news. It's kind of like that for me when I was reading it, because I was like, God, this is so depressing. And it's like I don't know, like everything that happens in it, it's like I can almost see that happening in the real world.
Yeah.
So you're reading it, it is grounded, like it feels real, but then it's so bizarre and all over the place, but it's like existential dread and I don't know, like all this stuff. I'd recommend it though, because
Yeah.
it's super interesting.
The
Like,
artwork is beautiful.
the
in it,
artwork is
by the way.
beautiful, and it's just it's kind of like a mind trip
Yeah.
reading it.
Jordi
So I
Belaire is
definitely recommend it for that.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm done.
Are you done? All right. sorry. Jordi Belaire is the colorist on this book, and it's funny because they like specifically point out that he is an Eisner nominated colorist. But look, in comic books, illustration pencilers, inkers, colorers do matter. And yeah, the attraction to this book, obviously for me, was initially to the artwork, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
So
beautiful.
not just Jordi Belaire, but the artist Eric Zadowski painted a beautiful picture here for you folks to be able to kind of scroll through. Dre, did you read the book at all? It's fine. It's fine if you didn't, because we weren't
I'm
expecting you.
so sorry, but I did not.
It's okay.
It's
I
fine.
don't even know where to get those.
No, at your local comic shop. I'll give you this
Oh,
copy.
love
okay, okay,
it.
okay.
Ty, why would you recommend this book to a non-comic reader?
Mm.
What a question. Question that we do every week. No,
How did this book make you feel?
how did this make me?
Ty?
How did this make me feel? I'm like looking at like
Anxious?
No, I think it's one of those things like when we pick up a new book, like you want to find something you don't need any prior knowledge to. Like
Mhm.
Pablo said, it's very relatable in the sense that it goes into shared experiences such as like the pandemic. It also goes, and this is kind of sad, not to like bring the mood down,
Yeah, bring us down, baby.
but it, you
Mhm.
know,
Cool
there's
down.
Yeah.
it really though, yeah,
You gotta come down. It can't be all just jokes, hot dogs, and
Jokes.
kittens around here.
picking noses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a whole theme about like trying to hold on. I don't know if this was like a symbol for the book, but it's like holding on to the past. Like she's holding on to a clock that used to belong to her parents, and
Mhm.
that plays such an essential part of the story, where she is, you know, first the clock breaks, and then as the story progresses, it's breaking down. So it's
Mhm.
like a representation of her sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Because like like Pablo said, the book starts off with her like, oh, just another day in hell. Just got to go to work.
Gotta go to work. Yeah.
Mhm.
Until like they finally had it, and something happens.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's something we can all relate to, is like what's gonna be our pressure point. Like she literally, there's a scene where she literally goes to jail and she's still like, whatever. It's just,
Yeah.
just another
doesn't
day.
phase her.
Doesn't
Just
phase her.
Every day.
Sounds very Twilight Zoney to
Yeah.
me.
It is. It is very,
Mhm.
it is like an awesome Twilight Zone episode,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I for sure. I mean, I'm gonna keep reading this book.
Yeah.
Mhm, same.
I definitely recommend you. It is a mature reader's book, by the way. This is not a kid's comic.
Yeah. And there's
Um,
social issues in there too.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's very
Yeah.
look.
It is jam packed.
It is
social
Social
issues.
issues.
It is very topical, folks.
Yeah.
If you want to escape the cycle of the news by reading a science fiction version of the awful shit happening in the cycle of the news.
Yeah, it's a little too on point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read this book if you're trying to escape the cycle of the news.
No,
And keep
definitely.
in mind the book was written a while ago. It's just now being published.
Yes,
so
that's how all
wow.
comics
Yeah.
kind of
they,
work.
they
That's like
couldn't
how
have known.
Mickey 17 came out, and Mark Ruffalo was like, yeah, I was kind of playing this like petty dictator, and I thought I was playing it like too over the top, and now I realize I was playing it dead on. It's like I probably could have gone over.
Yeah, yeah. He Mark Ruffalo is great in that movie, by the way.
Hi.
I know. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right,
Tomorrow.
definitely. Look, pick up. Well, Assorted Crisis event is at your local comic shop today. If you can find it, get it because
It's already going to a second printing.
it's already going into
Mhm.
second printing. Apparently, this was such a hot book that they only printed so many copies of it, and this is a rarity. Like, if you're a comic collector, which I mean, don't get in them for the comics, get in it for the stories, or whatever. I don't know. Get into it to flip a profit. I don't give a shit. Just read some comics. Go support some local comic shops. But they only printed a certain amount of these.
Mhm.
Because they're like, oh, this is smaller press, smaller story, maybe not as recognizable of characters of like the Batman, Supermans of the world. So let's see if people like it. And it's sold out enough to everybody ordered it. And so they're like, hey, we need to print more copies of it. And that's where a second printing comes in, similar to Bug Wars. Go check out our Bug Wars episode. Go hit that like button, subscribe, and that little bell icon.
Yeah, the
See what I
pixie
did there?
dust.
Yeah, Pixie
Yeah,
does.
that was the one. That was the one.
Well used.
Well, guys, we're out. We're out of magic
We're out of
on this
magic.
episode.
Bent.
Find Assorted Crisis event at your local comic shop. Diddy, where can everybody find you online?
Here at Deeper Issues Nerdcast
There it
and
is.
live.julian on Instagram.
Yeah, Di?
You can find me here or Ty Photography on Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff.
Oh, nice. I'm going to follow you.
Drea, where can people go get their face fixed by you like you fixed my face?
Oh my God.
There's a
you-
before and after. This has been documented how awful I looked and now how
You
glowingly
did
I
not
look.
look awful. You
So
looked great.
There's a complete before and after.
Just
on this.
imagine what happens when
Mhm.
you get the snails.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna be fucking
Man.
unstoppable when I get those snails.
Yeah.
Snails. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at the OC Facialist _ and I offer virtual consultations as well, personalized home care, corrective treatments, everything you need. Come see me.
Yeah, she'll give you that American Psycho.
Yes. I kind of want to watch that again.
You're just gonna watch
Just
it on
that
YouTube.
part.
That's one scene.
Just
Just
that
that part.
scene. Yeah,
We
just
will-
that scene.
Oh yeah. Because I was gonna say we'll have you back on so you can please tell us what you thought about
Just
the rest.
that-
If you still have a crush on Patrick Bateman
Oh my
after the end of that film,
Oh my God.
it's okay.
I'm gonna
It's
add-
okay if you do.
I'm gonna ask my parents about it too because I'm pretty sure they've. I'd be like, "What do you guys think of American Psycho?"
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
to see.
It's a
Interesting.
Oh my
He has a
God.
really nice raincoat.
He
Oh.
does.
Very nice raincoat and a
Okay.
nice, really nice axe.
Okay.
And a really nice
Oh my
axe.
Oh
God.
my
Please
God.
don't.
Find me here at the Deep Bridges Nerdcast every Wednesday, streaming Saturday mornings, streaming Talking Wrestling with Pumps and Nate, who's going to be back this week, and our Gen Z advisor, producer Bobby. We have one
Cute.
Gen Zer on this channel, so Bobby gives us all that Gen Z, that good Gen Z takes on life and wrestling.
Nice.
Saturday mornings, and every Wednesday here at the Deep Bridges Nerdcast. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm sorry. Yeah, until next time, be nice to each other. Read, and may all of your issues.
Fantasies of God. Fantasies.